Alright, never mind the timer, we're going to start now. Hello! Hi everyone! My name is Pixelriffs, welcome to Choppin Tuesday, where everything is broken currently. I have no idea if my alerts are going to show up or not. The internet seems to be having issues. Both Discord and Streamlabs seem to be kind of down right now, although Streamlabs OBS is working, but yeah, you'll notice all of the names that are normally populating under there with the lovely people, yeah, for whatever reason aren't working right now. So I'm glad that you're here, at least, because my event list isn't. Let's see. Yeah, Cloudflare seems to be having issues. But we're streaming anyway, because what the heck? Let's do this. Talismancer with 20 bits. Okay, so that's working, at least. You can cheer. Thank you for testing that. Yes, so cheers still seem to be working. Hopefully I'll be able to catch subs. Sorry if I can't read messages and stuff, because the chat might scroll a little bit too fast for that. But I appreciate you guys nonetheless. And I'm very surprised that Slobs is working as well, Cassie. I'm fairly certain that I got in at a lucky moment and now it's there. It's not going to go away. But what the heck? Let's do this anyway. Oh, host alerts are working too. Gold Killer, thank you for the host. So yeah, everyone test the alerts quick. Somebody donate $1,000. Now let's do some Minecraft. Let's get right into it. If the overlay is not going to behave itself, I'm just going to switch that off for the time being. Hopefully that should resolve itself at some point. I'm just getting like a giant window there that says 502 bad gateway. So looking forward to that improving itself later. 1K hype. So yeah, let's get into it. It's Choppin Tuesday, and today I'm going to chop lots of a desert. Although one of the things I want to do for an episode, which may or may not come out tomorrow, depending on how successful we are, is I'm going to try and look for a fossil. Elkhorn with 100 bits. Finally watched the unboxing video. Congrats on going full-time as a content creator. Thank you so much. It feels really weird. I got up this morning and I was like, surely I have so much stuff to do. And I do, because I still do like streams and videos and stuff. But like, there is a massive weight that feels like it's been lifted off my chest at this point. And yeah, it's incredible to finally be like admitting to doing this full time. It's a weird sentiment to express, I know, but it's very, very strange. Musician Prime with the 3 months. Thank you so much for the 3 months of support. Can we see some resub hype in the chat, please? I will try and keep on top of those. I'll be watching the chat more often than usual. My routine has changed. There's a disturbance in the force. Yes, my wife has also gone out to a concert today, and so I was hanging around, making sure that she was okay. She's real tired because she's still jet lagged, so I was making sure that we could like see her off and that she got her train okay and that she had everything with her for like tickets and stuff. She's off to see Janelle Monáe tonight, so that's super cool. Test donation. There it is. So I won't be able to read those from the chat, but thank you, Talismancer, for however much that was. Probably £1 by the looks of things. So alerts are still working. I'll be able to read messages from subs and bit messages in the chat, but unfortunately, like messages that come up with tips won't show up. Or at least they'll be like really small for me in the preview thing, and I might be able to read them if I just switch over to having the editor all big there. Hopefully my PC will be able to keep up with that. Anyway, let's play some Minecraft. I've talked long enough. Let's get into it. I'm in a cave right now, and that's how things are going to be for a minute or two until I find my way out. Oh, it's up there. That's why I dropped into this thing. So let's. I have tons of shovels with me. Yeah, let's fly out of this gracefully, like a dying swan. Is the chop at Sahara a reference to Shop at Sahara? No, absolutely not. It was entirely coincidental. TM. That is a lot of shovels, yeah. I'm planning on getting a lot of sand today because I need glass to cover my entire nether hub, but also I am looking for a fossil, and that means doing a lot of digging. Unfortunately, the range at which fossils spawn... I've been doing a bit of research on the Minecraft wiki, and the range at which fossils spawn is like between Y49 and 40 in terms of depth. So, 704 with a Twitch Prime sub. Thank you so much for subscribing. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. And I appreciate the support. I am a little bit concerned that we're not going to get as much sand or sandstone as I thought, simply because we're going to have to dig out a ton of stone instead. So what I'm going to do is head back to Founder's Forge and get the stuff I need for a beacon. I also need a bed and an ender chest, and then we can properly establish an outpost over here. Fossils in Minecraft, yes. They are made out of bone blocks, and I've not been able to find one in this world because it is very difficult to find one if you are looking for them. It is a lot easier to find one by accident, at random, exploring caves in swamps or deserts. And all of this information will be covered in tomorrow's episode of the Minecraft Survival Guide if I find a fossil. But I'm going to make a backup episode just in case, because I'm probably going to record, like, Thursday's episode ahead of time and release it on Wednesday if I don't find a fossil, because otherwise I will have wasted a lot of time gathering materials but not really doing anything with them. But I know what I'm going to do for Thursday's episode already, so that's fine. Oh, the tea is good today. The tea is good today. They are incredibly rare, yes. They have a 1 in 64 chance to spawn in every chunk of a swamp or a desert. And if your desert has 64 chunks in it, and, you know, there's a chance that one will have one, but then that's not how probability works, so it might also not work out in our favor. So, let's grab a bed. I think I probably have a spare one in the wool chest. Nailed it. Let's grab the blue one, because I like blue. And I should have a spare ender chest in my ender chest. Ender chestception ahoy! And I'm probably going to leave it at night time so that... Wait a second. Sand doesn't go in there. Sand goes in here! There it is. I could actually probably put sand in that input chest if I want to, but... I'm probably going to leave it nighttime so that I can sleep over there and we can set a spawn if we need to. The bed is mostly going to be there so I can reset the day-night cycle, though, because I want to do a lot of digging on the surface. Once we find a fossil, I'm going to take the coordinates of it, and we're actually going to turn it into, like, an archaeological dig site, where people are going to dig stuff up. That's the plan. So yeah, I'm going to apologize in advance if I miss any alerts from you guys, any bit donations or anything like that that comes up. I may end up getting too focused on the game to look around and read that stuff as I go, so apologies for that, but hope you guys can appreciate that with the event list gone, it's hard for me to, like, look back at the stuff that's just happened, because sometimes chat scrolls pretty fast. Let's see, which way do we go? We go this way, I think. We got the bed, we got the ender chest. I'm pretty sure that's all I needed. I've actually given the world seed out in the description of Minecraft Survival Guide videos before, but there is still only a chance for fossils to spawn, and somebody gave me the coordinates of a fossil that I went and had a look for in the swamp very close to my base, and it turns out that it just didn't generate for me. So it is actually, like, a chance, and I don't know if it's randomized. I mean, like other world generation stuff, it should be dependent on the world seed, but sometimes end cities don't always spawn. Like, if like a feature of it generates, then they don't always turn up in the same place. So that's a concern that I have. The other thing about fossils is they're quite difficult. If you were to go cheaty and look in spectator mode, which I've done in the past, but not in this world, you really can't find them very easily, because there's nothing... They don't spawn with, like, air pockets around them or anything. They spawn, like, basically fused with the stone and with, like, coal ore and stuff around, so even if you were X-raying, it would be very difficult to find them. Okay, Discord is back up again. Hopefully that means my event list will be back up too. We might try refreshing the stream at some point. Hey, Elegant, been a fan since Decidedly Vanilla. What are you working on today? Today I am exploring a desert at various heights. Dang it, I forgot the beacon. That was the other thing I was there for. Do I have the stuff for a beacon in my ender chest? That sounds like far too prepared for what I'm normally like. So probably not. I bet I put all of the iron blocks away. Eamon Gerber, thank you so much for subscribing. I have a beacon, at least. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million, and I appreciate the support. Looks like I do not have the resource blocks, so back to the base. Part-time archaeologist, full-time derp. This belongs in a museum. By the way, speaking of museums, one of the projects I want to do in the future of this series is to restart the museum project that I started on the Decidedly Vanilla server. We're going to have the Survival Guide Museum, and it's going to be absolutely glorious. I've been thinking about that more and more lately as, like, the direction this series is going to go in. I want it to effectively be a downloadable section of the map, if not, like, a separate map necessarily. I want it to be a downloadable either section of the map or like to publish a world download once we've finished it, and for it essentially to be a museum in Minecraft that you can look around and get a feel for all of the different blocks and have exhibits based around certain things and have information about, basically like the Minecraft wiki but in-game. And you'd be able to go to different exhibits and find out what everything was for. I feel like that sort of feels like endgame for the survival guide. Not that I've ever really conceived an end for this series, because it could just continue. Velabella, thank you for the 200 bits. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to keep track of that stuff very well, but my event list is not loading. Let's try it again. Oh, we have a white page. There are no recent events. We have a list! Okay, good. Right. Order has been restored. Cloudflare is back. The stream can continue. The show will go on. Don't have enough gold blocks to make it out of gold blocks, so let's bring a whole bunch of iron with us. And we need 41. Like the 10-year anniversary map. Yeah, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. I do want there to be like a museum style to the whole thing, but there's going to be lots of weird exhibits. Like, I'm going to have to effectively rebuild an end city in its entirety in the overworld. I also want to position the museum over a stronghold so that you can have easy access to the end portal, because you can't move end portal blocks. That kind of stuff. Yes, I'm so glad the Pride emotes are permanent. In fact, speaking of Pride, by the way, my wife and I are planning on doing a stream at some point, probably this month, in support of an undecided, as of yet, LGBT charity. It might just be like a thing that's local to my wife's, like hometown, like where she grew up, her home county. But we are probably going to be raising money at some point. So watch this space. We will have more information to share about that as we finalize the details. The real Don't Call Me Sir with a 2-month resub. Thank you so much for resubscribing with your Twitch Prime. Appreciate you. Let's just check the event list. I think I got everything else. Very cool. Okay, great. Great stuff. Want to see my wife. Unfortunately, she is away right now. She's gone to London for a concert. So she ain't around currently, but you will see more of her popping up in streams here and there. If you catch any of my previous VODs from the last couple of days, then she is probably in those. Let's see. Where do we want to start? I think we'll probably set up a beacon at the entrance to that cave mouth, like over here. And I'm just going to dig out in a bunch of different directions. The problem is we're going to have to move laterally. Tanner, thank you for the host. So, yeah, we're gonna have to move in. Oh, we just opened up a bit more of that. We're gonna have to move in stripes, and we'll get out of the range of the beacon relatively quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. I always goof up when I'm building beacons. I always build them the wrong size. And that's square. Okay, good. Here we go. Where can you find the world seed? It is in the description of all of the Minecraft Survival Guide videos. But if you are trying to help me find a fossil, don't bother, because some people have already tried and they don't always generate in the same place for me. Hurts you to see all of those iron blocks? Why? What did iron blocks ever do to you? So expensive. I mean, yeah. It's actually better to do this with gold blocks because they break faster. So when you're taking down the beacon, it's actually slightly more efficient to have a beacon made of gold blocks. I don't know about the other ones. Haste 2. Let's do this. So what we want to do, I'm going to just dig straight down from here. Not straight down, but like in a staircase down. And thankfully, sand and sandstone are both very soft materials, and so even without the beacon, we would be able to clear those anyway. But we want to get down to around y equals 49 and lower. So I think we'll probably start, strip mining at probably around y 45, 46 to give ourselves the greatest range. And hopefully we find a fossil. I reckon about here is a good place to start, so let's do it. How is everyone? Talismans with the 200 bits. Playing the how do I get the 2 pride emotes I want game, now you can keep them. Yeah. I love the fact that they've actually kept that around. That's so good. More emotes is always a good thing, right? So yeah, we're going to be digging out a kind of roughly 3x3 tunnel in every direction to start with. And we might deviate a little bit if we find caves here and there, mainly so I can light stuff up, but also so that I don't have to dig as much material, because I'm going to be running out of space for all of this very quickly. In fact, bulk storage is probably something I will have to work on in the next couple of episodes. The Pride ones are so good. They are. The bunch of balloons is particularly good. Crystal Mitch Hunter, first time watching me live, welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're in the mood for a lot of digging, because that's what we do here on Choppin' Tuesday. Also, I have picked up none of this stone, apparently. Where has all that gone? There it is. Occasionally you haste mine stuff, and Minecraft is like, no, you surely aren't getting resources that fast. And I'm like, I am. Good thing I brought a bit of coal with me as well. I don't have any wood, but we'll go and find that if we need to. What am I preparing to build? Nothing. I'm digging for fossils. We Indiana Jones now. Ultimately, I'm probably just going to get a ton of like stone and stuff from this, and if we find a fossil, then yay. Otherwise, we will just end up with a lot of resources. And now we're out of the radius of the beacon, so I guess we dig back in the opposite direction. That didn't get them next attempt. The bits are flowing. SS Volleyball, first time watching me on Twitch as well. Wow, you guys. A lot of first timers in here. Welcome along. Are fossils another hidden advanced Minecraft meme? Or are you from the Stone Age? What do you mean a Minecraft meme? I mean, they're a thing that exists in Minecraft. I don't know about the meme potential. I can only do this so many times. I could do this all day! Shout out to every plucky young hero who has said that in a movie and then immediately been knocked out. What's the strategy in digging in strips to look for them? Basically, you want to cover as large an area as possible because fossils only have a 1 in 64 chance to spawn, and they spawn within a 10-block range of the underground, between basically Y50 and Y40. So I'm digging roughly in the center of that and hoping I find one. That is the only strategy I can employ, because you can't find them any other way except by accident. So I brought a ton of shovels, but basically what I'm going to be doing is digging using a pickaxe. The shovels are for later, because if we actually find a fossil, I want to excavate it, and I also want to gather a ton of sand. Probably some sandstone as well. Okay, that's that. That is a long tunnel. How do I know if there's a fossil here? I don't. That's why we're digging. If I knew where a fossil was, I would find it immediately. Because this is going to be tedious, but I'm glad that I have you guys to share this experience with. If anybody sees any bone blocks, by the way, do spam the chat. And before everybody does it to troll me. Hi, friends. Oh, that was a bow. I'm not intending to hit you with a bow. Thank you, Talismancer, for the extra 200. Hope you get your pride emotes soon. Is this going in the survival guide video? This stream footage? No. The fossils, hopefully, if I find one. It's going to be A long process, though. Unless we get very, very lucky, which historically does not happen to me all that much. And every, like, patch of something vaguely bone white looking in the distance gets me excited, and then I realize it's just stone that's lit in a weird way. But caving is a good way to find them simply because you'll find them just kind of poking out of a cave wall on occasion. But you have to be caving within certain ranges anyway. Fella Bella with the 200 bits as well. You guys farming the pride emotes now. Fair play to you if they're permanent. Is there a higher chance of fossils spawning in swamp biomes? Swamps and deserts is where they spawn. And I don't know if swamps have like a higher chance somehow by some sort of weird world generation fluke. I don't know. Yeah, farming for my benefit. I like it. Like every Stardew Valley game. It's going to be a lot of materials to bring home. I also need something to make torches with. I found an abandoned mine shaft down one of these caves. I'm kind of tempted to just raid it for the wood. Am I partnered yet? Yes, I am. You didn't know fossils even existed. That is because they are quite difficult to find. Talismancy, you got one. Thank you guys so much for all the bits. You guys are killing it. Let's go and sleep for a second here. Looking for bone blocks, yes, or rather looking for fossils specifically. If I find them, I don't intend to actually use the bone blocks for anything. The plan is just to acquire the location of a fossil. So let's go and find ourselves an easy woodland area. Where you at, easy woodland? It's going to be a forest or something over here, surely. Nope, that is the ocean. Okay, we got some plains. We got some plains. Aha! Perfect! Dark oak forest. One of my favorites. Conweb with the 20 bits. Thank you. You can go for the next badge. Godspeed you, Conweb. Found fossils, but you destroyed them because you didn't know what they were. I mean, to be fair, you could just build one if you had the bone blocks, but that's not the point. You'll not find me doing that in this series. We cut no corners. Stream might facilitate the need for a what's a fossil command. Yes. It's also going to be very strange for people to come into the stream where I'm making loads of references to sand in the title. And all I'm doing is carving through rock underground. I'm in a desert, I promise. We spared no expense. It's pretty accurate considering we're dealing with fossils here. Yes, we build our portals with full corners, except when we don't. Swoosh. Right, and now we'll go a few blocks over, because fossils are typically like 7 or 8 blocks wide. So we'll go over about this far, and then we'll start another tunnel here. And I guess we can probably... Oh, those are not planks. Sir! Sir, those are not planks! And... torches, please. Thank you. Right, and now we dig here as well. So this is going to be like strip mining for diamonds, except larger and for bone blocks. I think we would probably do better to just mine out like a 4-block high, 1-block wide space. But I can't stand the thought of actually missing a fossil if we did it this way, you know? What Y level am I at? 46. So we're not really going to be encountering any rare resources, but that's not the point. I mean, technically speaking, if we find bone blocks, they are a rare resource. The spawn chance is way too rare. Yeah, but you miss every chance you don't take, you know? Backup? What about a backup? Back up to the end, look at the roof. Which end? The end of here? That's the thing, like, a lot of this stuff can... This is all sandstone, diorite. Nope. Also, this is at Y55, so nowhere close, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of this stuff tricks you into thinking it's a fossil. I don't watch The Office, actually. I had no idea that was something attributed to Steve Carell's character. Yeah, blame the sandstone. Okay, that's the end of our digging radius. He stole the quote from some famous guy. It'd be best to look in a desert or a swamp. I am in a desert. See? Desert. Oh, I can put my overlays back in now. Quick, somebody sub. Hello? Are you a fossil? Excuse me, sir. Be a fossil in a minute. Nice. Yeah, that is a section of cave I have already explored. And is also slightly too low down. Nelmster! Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Let's see if that actually shows up in my overlay thing. Otherwise, I'll just disable it again. Any minute now, Streamlabs. Maybe Stream Labels is still broken. Might have to reset some of the elements or something. Can you sub using PayPal? I think so. I think PayPal is an option. Maybe they don't do Prime subs. No, they definitely do Prime subs. Prime subs count just like regular subs. Yeah, I think maybe Stream Labels needs to reset itself. No worries. It also takes a second or two to catch up sometimes, but I have a feeling it would already show like cheers and stuff if it did. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. It shows up in the alert box thing, but not on the stream labels for my overlay. Talisman, so how will I cope? No, I appreciate whatever support you give. You don't even have to be subbed to me if you don't want to. I've advocated recently for the Adopt a Mod program where people gift subs to mods who don't have them or may not be able to get them for whatever reason. And that's not to say rely on that or anything, but lately I've been encouraging people to do that in other people's streams as well, because mods do a lot of work and it's nice when they have emotes. Well, we have not found a fossil yet, folks. It's not looking promising, is it? Yeah, not having to watch ads when you're a mod is usually pretty useful as well. I'm surprised that Twitch doesn't make an exception for that. But then again, I guess they want to make money. Hey, Basketball Brian, it's going well, thank you. I'm looking for a fossil currently. That's going less well, but that's fine. I'm having fun while I'm doing it. Although I did just run out of haste, so it's probably time to go back. This desert is very large, so if I was out of the desert, I feel like I would have gone a lot further than this. Like if we come out the top here again. This is what we're working with. So if we went too far this way, then yeah, we could end up in Savannah here and there, but... Night Stalker with the 500 bits. Thank you so much for the bits. And Conweb with 20. You should make a dancing armor stand back at the farmhouse. Okay. Not sure why it has to be a dancing one. Hey, Talismancer got the final emote. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. It's the final emote. How do you get bits? You buy them with money. Or alternatively, watch adverts for them in some countries. Apparently, it doesn't work in all of them. So it would have been really great to come out here and mine stone when I was trying to get loads of stone for the castle build. Because I feel like that's what I'm going to end up with here, is a lot of stone and not much else. Try and mine around the coal because there is a coal fossil. That's not the kind of thing I'm looking for. If it's like a formation of coal in the shape of a fossil, I'm looking for the ones that have bone blocks in. But if you're talking about, like, there's a bunch of bone blocks that spawn with the coal, and to, like, take a look around veins like this, sure, I guess I could do that. Pretty sure you meant that rather than the other thing. Coal is also a fossil. Yeah, but that's not going to make great episode content, is it? Hey guys, I found coal! Like, yeah. You found coal in episode 1, what's your point? Blunt Bryn from Hermitcraft Recaps brought you here. Welcome along. welcome to the stream. Glad you could make it. Hope you're having a good day. Okay, we are out of beacon range once again. How many slots can you have in your inventory, including shulker boxes? I did the maths on that a while ago. Apparently I got it a bit wrong, but it's over 100,000 if you have an ender chest with a full inventory of shulker boxes in it. And you have 64... Like, if you have 27 stacks of 64 ender chests inside another shulker box in your inventory, then you can have a whole bunch there as well. Plus armor and everything. Like, it's a lot. It's over 100,000, I think. Roughly. Okay, filled up 2 shulker boxes of resources now. Getting to the point where my inventory is nearly full. No, you can't put shulker boxes in shulker boxes. That would give you infinite storage, and that is not something that the devs really want people to do. This isn't sand. True, we're in a desert though, so it counts. We're also at Y43, so I guess we can keep going around this elevation if we want to. We will have to take breaks occasionally to repair my pickaxe if this is what we're doing this stream. Why am I not in Minecraft Monday? I haven't been invited. Also, it's a PvP tournament, right? I don't like PvP. I probably wouldn't do it if they asked me. Which they wouldn't, because who knows who I am. Do I need bone blocks? No, not at all. Dark again. Big surprise, the night comes after the day. Great job, Pix. Understand how time works. Why do you find this so therapeutic and entertaining? It's nice. No. We just slept. Curse you, Minecraft. Okay, fine. Didn't even hear it while we were under the ground. Well done, chat. Darn and blast. I look forward to thunderstorms in Minecraft now. I don't get them often because I sleep. I sleep all the time. And if you have thunderstorms, then that means charged creepers, mob heads, all that kind of stuff. Hubris. Hubris. So a thunderstorm happened right as I was sleeping. And every time there's a thunderstorm, on stream especially, I try and get mob heads because everyone finds it really entertaining. But I slept right as that thunderstorm started, which meant that we couldn't take full advantage of it. I always fly a really weird way back to the hub from here. It's very strange. Anyway. Let's hop in here. Hey, Slewis, welcome along. Yeah, chances are if we do a lot of digging in the desert, we'll probably get a thunderstorm at some point anyway. And we would have to leave the biome and go to a place that actually had lightning. Because I don't think you can get lightning strikes in the desert. Although with channeling, I don't know. That might be worth testing. Which is another reason I shouldn't have slept through it, but I did. Right. Put all of this away. Do I have room for... Oh, I do. Okay, good. And with the rest of this, I'll probably keep a shulker box of stone. And put all of the extra materials in here because I'll have space in the chests for them. So much flint. Oh, I did make 9 flint and steels in a video the other day, so that's kind of justified, I guess. You can trade flint now as well. It's not as bad as it used to be. Shocking development. Pixel Riffs admits flint not so bad. More at 11. Let's even this out. Let's actually give ourselves the stone from in here. Put that in there. Cool. Keep that in shulker boxes. We've still got 3 left. Let's put the sandstone in here. Sand in there. Can probably put the iron away, except we'll keep some on us because might need to move the beacon soon. Completely forgotten that Brooks and Dunn existed. I'm trying to remember some of their songs now. Most of what I know of Brooks and Dunn I've learned from Rhett and Link, so may not be as accurate. Conway with 140 bits. New badge. Hype. Thank you so much for the bits. Enjoy your new badge. I love the fact that you just kind of derp out in your inventory. Someone said I looked like Dunn. Ronnie Dunn. No, I've never seen them, so I wouldn't know what they look like. Yeah, I watched GMM. I've been watching their Food Fears show this morning. I really like that show. They've done a good job of making that into its own thing that feels very different to GMM. I really like Josh. I think Josh seems like a cool dude. I love cooking shows, though. I feel like cooking shows are one of those things that I don't tend to think about all that much, but whenever I watch one, I'm like, oh, yeah, cooking shows are great. It's also perhaps not so much with the stuff they eat on GMM because it's super gross a lot of the time for the views, but I like watching food related stuff when I eat. So like the Netflix street food series, we watched a ton of that while we were eating dinner, and it's just like food shows put you in the mood to eat anyway. So if you're already eating, it's like it's the best. Why aren't you charged? Whoa! Any fossils down here? No? Okay. Hey, Joey, what's up? Food shows make you crave other foods? I guess so. Depends on the food, really. I don't know if that's Marcero D, Mars Rod, I don't know, but hi, what's up? Depth Strider always trips you out. The rabbit stew in Minecraft makes you hungry. Is it just the concept of rabbit stew, or like, does it look particularly good to you? Man versus food made you want to eat large amounts of rubbish food. I guess so, I guess so. That's the thing with stuff like Epic Mealtime or whatever. It's always like, we wrapped this in bacon and deep fried it and then poured alcohol over it. And I'm like, I don't actually want to eat that, though. I get that the whole point is that it's like, just overdone. Try digging this way. Really wish I knew where a fossil was. It's going to be so difficult to find them. But I think that's part of what I'm trying to illustrate in the episode, is like, a bunch of people have asked me to do an episode about fossils. I'm like, great. I don't know where one is. Even the lighting after a while starts to make everything look like it could be a bone block. Once you get down into these kind of shadowy areas, you're like, wait a minute, that's slightly lighter than the stuff around it. And then you're like, nope, that's just the way lighting works in this game. Wait a minute. Hey, Throwlash, how you doing? Welcome back. Have a feeling that you will find a fossil in the next 5 hours. Man, I wish I could have that kind of level of confidence. Also, yeah, 5-hour stream, totally. Let's do it. Okay, need some more torches. Need some more coal in a minute as well. Alright, fine, I'll turn all of these into sticks. If I must. Alexo, thank you so much for the 100 bits. I heard you talk a while back about one of the things you really wanted to implement in the game was coloured light sources. Do you think you haven't added that because of possible performance issues? Yeah, pretty much. I imagine coloured light would be very difficult to execute in this game because there's a lot of, like, there's a lot of stuff that relies on, like light bouncing off of objects and stuff. Like, everybody freaks out when shaders include things like ray tracing or path tracing because that's what those things do, is they allow light to reflect off of objects. And they have changed the rendering engine in this game recently, but lighting has always been a pretty, like, a solid color. I mean, it's just been white light, like it just illuminates stuff around it, and you're making things way more complex by introducing colored lights. You could make stuff look really cool, but the implementation of it would have to be pretty watertight for it not to create massive performance issues, especially on, like, older mobile devices playing Bedrock Edition and stuff. Hey, Freestyle, how you doing? Welcome back. Made a super smelter in survival and now you're in the need of iron. Everyone is in the need of iron in this game. Luckily, iron farms are, like, pretty easy now. Right, let's move over. Let's move... Yeah, let's dig into the wall about here. I guess we could probably go horizontally as well as... I mean, we are going horizontally constantly. I guess we could go north-south instead of east-west. I've got to think in, like, 3 dimensions instead of 2. But as long as we stay underneath the desert, then... we have just as much chance digging this way as we do digging in other directions. In a desert at the right coordinates. The right, like, Y level. Particular depth or biome that's better for finding fossils? Yes, deserts and swamps between Y40 and Y50. So they are close enough to the surface that you could effectively make like an archaeological dig out of them, which is what I plan on doing when I eventually find one. But they're also very rare. Like, there's only a 1 in 64 chance of one spawning. So... a lot of looking to do. And again, we are looking for a fossil. I wish the sandstone went this far down in the desert biome as well, because I could really use some sandstone right now. In fact, that's my backup plan for the rest of this stream if we found a fossil really early. Is just to go and mine some sand and sandstone. Because that's the stuff I actually need. I want to find one because they exist. And people have been asking me to do an episode about them for my YouTube series for a while. And in the meantime, we can just use it as an excuse to gather tons of resources for future builds. Joey, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Let's see if that's showing up on the... Nope, it isn't. Okay, cool. I might actually spend a couple of minutes trying to fix that. If you guys don't mind, because I would like stuff to actually kind of show up and stuff. There's no, like, refresh thing in Streamlabs. So let's try this again. Weekly. This one. Go. Let's see if that does anything. Nope, I think that is still broken. The event list is working, but the subscriber stuff isn't. Like, the stream elements aren't, which is a shame, but there we go. Alright, let's change tack here. For a start, let's get rid of all these husks. My days. 183 durability left on that, so we're fine. Let's go look for caves in other sections of the desert. Because there's going to be sections that we clearly haven't been to. And then we can do a little bit of searching without having to do as much digging. Obviously that relies on us finding caves that are located around y equals 40 and above. But this might be a slightly... or it might just lead to us fighting a lot of stuff. Alright, that skeleton's just going to strafe around a corner. Hi! Hello! Shoot the creeper. Shoot the creeper! Dang it. Oh yeah, I need to turn hostile mob sounds back up. Probably be a good idea. I was at the Enderman farm before this, mending all my tools, so... Yeah, I saw you. Don't think I didn't. So we're at Y39 right now, too low, but if there's some stuff in a ceiling here and there, potentially we could find it there. Hey, Umbreon, how you doing? After a week-long cruise. How was your cruise? Excuse me, skeleton, have you seen a fossil? Man literally made of bones. Yes, you're looking for my granddad. So this is around the region we should expect to find them if we could expect to find them, but we really can't, so... Don't know. Guess we're going to be doing tons of caving. And probably gathering a bit more coal so that I can have torches again. What's my favourite mob? Lately I'm really quite enjoying Endermen. I think they're pretty fun. But it changes quite regularly, so ask again later. Shake the magic 8-ball. See which mob I say next time. Guardians are also pretty fun. I have so many favourite things in this game that it's probably easier for me to list my least favourite things. Favourite block is Emerald Ore. That one's easy. My favourite block right now is bone blocks. If that encourages them to show up faster. Least favourite block used to be granite, but these days I don't know. I feel like everything has its use. I feel like diorite is too easy. Yeah, emerald ore or mushroom blocks have always been my favourites. Because you used to not be able to get mushroom blocks in creative mode, which kind of made them feel sort of special to me. Imagine if there was a fossil just sticking out the side of this ravine. How good would that be? Or if this ravine had a very convenient platform located about Y46 that I could just use to mine out. Just plant a beacon in the middle of here. Mine out everything around it. But no, this game is not that kind. It's not that kind of game. It is still an option. Wow, great cave. Oh. It is a good cave. It's not a good cave. Good caves go downwards. This one does not. I tell you what, ravines though. Ravines are going to be... Oh, we're here. I forgot about this place. Freaking guys. This isn't even a cave, it's just a pit. This place is the pits. How bad would it be if there was a fossil underneath the pillager watchtower? Can you imagine? It's the only place it's generated a fossil and it has to be a freaking pillager camp. 47, so that's roughly in the vicinity. Ooh. It's a nice looking cave, guys. Whoa. Hello. This is the ravine to end all ravines. And as soon as I start looking down into it, something is going to come and explode me from behind, probably. Freaking what, though? Look at this. I don't see any bone blocks, though, do you? Man, if this ravine had a fossil in it. This ravine would be the MVP. This is the kind of stuff where if it was on like a small world on Xbox 360, I used to find stuff like this all the time, and bits of the stronghold would just be sticking out of the walls. You. And your friend who's back there as well. I see you. Okay. Moving on. So this is the lowest point at which fossils could spawn. So in theory, we want to be like up there. If we want the whoa, if we want the maximum range. If we want the whoa. Hey, fruit, how you doing? Would I recommend trying to stream Minecraft? I mean, if you enjoy playing Minecraft, then sure, stream what you like. But the thing about Minecraft is it requires a lot of concentration a lot of the time. So it's not always possible to keep up with what's happening in the game and talk to the chat at once. But, you know, do what makes you happy. I don't see any fossils here, do you? Just creepers, and lapis, and enderman. You witness a skeleton jump into a surface lava pool. They do that sometimes. They do just wacky stuff from time to time to keep you guessing. Yeah, I want to explore more of this cave, but I feel like it's not going to yield exactly what I want. Enderman down there just chilling. $49. Hi. Need to work on my cave navigation, especially when it comes to, like, jumping off of stuff. And I'm so looking forward to shields not having warm-up times. Oh, abandoned mineshaft. Okay. Not what I want right now. Not in the mood for cave spiders. Thank you. Have I ever found a fossil while playing survival? Yes. In this world, no. Otherwise, I would be going straight there instead of doing what I'm doing now. Darth Gamer, I have talked about potentially doing something like that, but it feels dishonest. Especially if people who have this world seed are looking for fossils themselves. They would turn up at that place and call me a liar. I'm looking for a fossil so I can make a video about it, dang heck. How did I get into streaming? It seemed like the logical step once I'd established my YouTube channel. Because people are quite keen on watching streamers these days. As far as the question about how much money I invested in equipment, I already had a lot of this equipment both from doing studio recording stuff, because my degree is in music production, and also from doing stuff for my YouTube channel. So I didn't buy any of this stuff specifically to stream with. If I bought anything specifically for streaming, it'd be like one of those Elgato Stream Decks or something. The green screen was even bought for me, so I don't know how that much cost either. How much that cost. So still no fossils then. Do I like to find diamonds? I don't really use diamonds all that much right now, so typically I do not. I still like finding them in the same way that anybody likes finding diamonds in Minecraft. There is still this kind of like rush associated with like, oh, I found diamonds, great, they're the most valuable thing, and I haven't actually used diamonds to make anything new for quite some time. Do I use Streamlabs? Yes, I do. Can you make bone blocks? Yes, 9 bone meal in a crafting table. Same way you make other resource blocks, like iron blocks or nether wart blocks, for example. This task is a grueling one. It is a grueling one. It's taken a while. But you got to put the effort in if you want results. Oh. Weird Optifine errors going on there. Oh, hi. Where there is not light, there can spider. At least it's not one of the other kind of spiders. Let's take a quick look around this area. This is going back towards that massive ravine. Great. Well, this is me for a while. Oh, there we go. We're too low at this point, though. That's the problem. I don't think mine shafts really generate above a certain height, so that won't be too helpful to us. Do we go that way? Do we come this way? This one. Do I sometimes play on Bedrock Edition? Very, very rarely. Usually when I'm invited to by somebody like my friend Zloy, who occasionally plays adventure maps and challenge maps and stuff in Bedrock Edition. But I don't really play like Windows 10 version recreationally or anything. What is Chop at Sahara? I like to put like chopping related puns or references in the titles of my Tuesday streams, because we do this thing called Chopping Tuesday where I chop for resources, and so I'll make some kind of like movie references, like I'll say get to the chopper or whatever, and yeah, this one I try and change it up. I chop and change, shall we say, quite frequently, just because I don't know, it helps keep the mind fresh to come up with new jokes and stuff like that. And so this one I decided to make a reference to the well-known YouTubers of the Hermitcraft server. But also because we're in a desert. Near a pillager watchtower. I think if I go this way, we'll get back. Little Chop of Horrors is a good one. I like that. I feel like that should be on a day when we're actually going out and fighting mobs, because those would be the horrors. That would have been a good Enderman farming stream. What am I chopping today? Mostly stone. Possibly sand and sandstone later, but right now I'm trying to find a fossil in a desert, and it's not really working out, but we'll see. I'm currently chopping unexplored caves. No chopping the bone blocks, though. No, exactly. If we find some bone blocks, they are not going to be the choppable kind. Captain Saltbeard, welcome along. If it's your first time here, hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good day, even if it's not your first time here, but you said it was, so I believe you. What mod do I hate the most? Silverfish. Silverfish are terrible. It also occurred to me that you could potentially have fossils like sticking out of the side of a desert biome into the ocean, which would be kind of neat, but seems very unlikely to actually happen. And it's quite difficult to discern the difference between sand and bone blocks while we're underwater here. And clay. Clay is a thing too. I wish you were bones! It's funny, because when you think about it, sand is just like a bunch of fossils anyway, but... Is there a good way to get lots of sand easy? Efficiency shovel and a big desert. That's how you do it. Choppin' Tuesday, Jetty Nerdy, is a wide variety of things. Typically, we will chop stuff like resources. We'll chop wood a lot of the time, because wood is quite difficult to get automatically. I don't really have a very good automatic tree farm right now, and everyone goes, build one, and I'm like, yeah, thanks. Let me just, you know, follow a tutorial in a series when I am making tutorials and trying to puzzle things out myself. And I've made a TNT-based tree farm that's not very good. I plan to make a better one in future. But, yeah, a lot of the time I will just chop wood and talk to people. It's also a good excuse if we're doing menial kind of resource gathering tasks and stuff, just to be able to interact with the chat. So that's what I try and do a lot of the time. Here is another abandoned mine shaft. But, yeah, right now we're not so much, like, resource gathering intentionally, although I plan on getting a bit of sand and stuff later, but I'm also just trying to find stuff, so... Choppin' Tuesday typically is when we're not focused on a project or a video, and we're just, like, yeah, grinding for resources, doing some haste beacon mining, that kind of stuff. Sometimes the chopping is more conceptual than it is, like, an actual action. Sometimes we chop problems with stuff. See, this is at Y44. This would be perfect to find fossils from. Yeah, sometimes we chop chickens. It's possible to chop for food. Just finished your first year at college today, James. Congrats. Hope the year went well for you. Hope you're looking forward to a long vacation. Let me just take all of this. Chop some minecarts. Wow, that's a lot of stuff I don't need. Ooh. Ah. Oh. Those were 3 noises in quick succession. Let's light this up, shall we? Stop it. And spider spawner in a ravine. Worst spawn position possibly ever. Don't want to break too much of the string like this, but I need to place torches. There we go. Hopefully that should be well lit enough. We are still in the desert, though, which is good. That's the plan. This is the bottom part of where we would find any fossils, really. So, yeah, we'll call it. Call it good. Head back up. Do I read the chat when I'm away? Like, when I go on break and stuff? No. I don't really have a way of doing that. I guess I could load the stream up on my phone if I wanted to, but it drains my battery kind of quickly because I have an old phone. Yes! We found one! Oh, so good! So good! Stream! Stream, we did it! Okay, this is possibly in the least convenient place ever, but oh my days, we found one. It's like directly above a ton of lava. This makes me very, very excited. Good. Good, good, good. Let's do this. Oh. Oh, yes. Right. Where is the best way to get there from? We found a fossil. These things are so rare. You have no idea. Oh. Hello. Skeleton fight. Of course, the guy with the gold pants won. I hate that skeletons can snipe you as soon as they see you. They've got such fast reactions. It's like, what are you, a Fortnite player? Let's dirt scaffold from here. I need to take the coordinates of this thing, basically, is what I need. Stop it! Seriously, is there a skeleton spawner down here, or are you just being a freaking nerd? Thank you so much, Skull Daisy, for the fossil hype. Fossil hype indeed. So it's like over here, basically. Oh, that's so good. Yes. And we don't even need to do that much excavation either. Just need to open this up to the sky. What, like... We're at 42. Of course we are. Of course we are. Incredible. So we should just be able to dig through this. This is so good as well because I was hoping it would happen relatively quickly so we could get on and gather some resources and do the rest of the stuff I wanted to do in this stream. Oh, I'm so happy. Now, if only I could find the other side of this cave, this ravine. In before we fall directly into that lava. I've only got 3 fireworks on me as well. Would not be that easy to make an escape. Seriously, where is this? I think I've probably got to the end of the ravine. I need to go in a different direction. Like, this bit is too far down. Trying to make the overworld blaze farm, but you're messing up with the portals. I know, the portal matching stuff is difficult to do. Yeah, I think we need to come out a little bit further down the mine shaft. Like about here, probably. Seems accurate. Mask in if you're playing in 114.3, they forget the gossip stuff now. Like villagers have a short-term memory, so they will eventually forget the fact that they were giving you discounts, and that also means that they should also forget if you hit them by accident, which was a lot of people's complaint with this new system, was that like all of their villagers hated them forever as soon as they accidentally punched a villager or something. I say accidentally, like everybody does it on purpose sometimes. you get mad at your villagers. Seriously, where is this ravine? I had it here a second ago, Gov. This ravine feels like an illusion at this point. Like it's only observable from one side. It's just trying to bait me to bridge out across the lava. Maybe not so much. I have no idea where this ravine is. Let's go down a bit too. I'm just like walking on the ceiling of this thing, probably. Oh, we found the fossil. Okay. I need those coordinates, but I'll save them for later. Right. Hype stream over. time to get some resources. I wonder where that's going to turn out to be. Like if we go back to the surface, I wonder what the surface looks like above that thing. Need to compare the coordinates and find out. I need to go back and sleep. I don't want to use my rockets right now because I've only got 3 of them left. I need to get back to the ender chest. Yeah, where are we? Gonna head east. What do I need the fossil for? It's for a video. I just need to tell people what fossils are. And tell them how difficult it is to find them. Because that has taken me an hour and a half. Some of which was spent digging. I'll give you that. But most of that was just caving on the off chance that we found one. And we are very lucky that we found one. How many years have I played this game? This world has only been around since July last year, but the like in terms of my total Minecraft history, I've been playing this game for 5 years. Mighty Killer, the plan is to do everything eventually. So if you're asking me if I'm going to do something for a video in future, the answer is probably yes, unless it's something incredibly specific. Oh, I thought there was something in here for a second. It was just a rabbit. I was like, oh, what is that? Okay, so now it's time to use all of these shovels. So many shovels. But I'm also going to grab some fireworks. Yeah. I have a loose order to where I put stuff in my ender chest, but... Hello? Thank you. Anybody? Bueller? Let's start off with some of these old shovels. Am I going to make a video on the uses of poisonous potatoes? I have. Episode 101. I explained what poisonous potatoes do. Somebody asked the question, are poisonous potatoes actually useless? The answer is no, but they're still, like, way less useful than everything else in the game. Why so many shovels? Because I plan on doing a lot of digging. I also want to get a lot of sandstone from this area, so we're going to be chopping sand and sandstone. So now the stream is actually going to live up to the title instead of just being a randomized search for fossils. I also have to remember which of these screenshots actually contains the coordinates I need. So that's going to be fun later, but I guess I can just browse image previews. What are the bad potatoes used for? You can eat them. That's basically it. Like, they have a 60% chance of poisoning you, but they will still, like, refill saturation if you need it. But they don't actually have a use in terms of, like, crafting. You can't compost them. Part of Mojang's design philosophy is that poisonous potatoes will never have a use. That's legitimately, like, a tenet they have written down somewhere. Is, like, we are never going to make poisonous potatoes useful. Because everyone needs something to be mad at, I think. And poisonous potatoes is a good thing to be mad at. Distracts you from all of the other stuff you could be mad at in this game. Thank you for the clip there, Paranor. Why are you getting sand? Because I want enough glass that I can fill my nether hub. Thing. I want to make a glass floor for my nether hub because it's got a big compass underneath it, and I would like to be able to see that. So we're going to make all of this sand into light grey glass, which will probably require me to farm a bunch more bones or maybe just some more flowers. Thanks, Mask. I appreciate that. I'm glad you've watched the whole survival guide. It feels like such a commitment now. When people say they've watched the entire survival guide, I'm more and more impressed because that's like 180 episodes at this point. It's super cool. That is a lot of grey, yes. It's a very large thing. I also want to get some sandstone because I've decided, fool that I am, that now I'm comfortable with the design in there. I actually want the entire floor to be sandstone slabs. It's such a bad idea, but a good idea at the same time. Like, it looks great. The bad part of it is just having to gather that much sandstone. Because sandstone is, aside from the fact that you can make it out of sand, which I really don't like to do, sandstone is quite difficult to get. Because, I mean, you can dig it up out of a desert, but a lot of the time you're also digging up stone along with it, and there's not really an easy way to get it other than just to dig up a ton of sand and then just have the sandstone that's underneath it. If you try and go down a couple of levels and dig up sandstone, you hit areas where the elevation changes and suddenly you've got sand falling on you. Like, sandstone is quite hard to get. You just have to strip mine a desert. WizCon Ben, I haven't done anything with the fossil after we found it. I just left it there for now, and I'm going to come back in an episode and do something with it later today. So happy we actually found one, though. That's day made, because that means I can actually make a video. The problem with all of this is that if it doesn't work out, then it's not a video. You know? Making a giant wall around a desert village, the need for sandstone is real. Yeah. Doesn't the Wandering Trader trade sandstone? I'm pretty sure he trades sand. But I feel like if you want sandstone, one of the best things you can do is just demolish one of those desert villages. Especially if you only want smooth sandstone, because smooth sandstone is all of the paths and stuff in the desert village, so you can get that pretty easily. And you don't need a beacon to get sandstone either. You can efficiency mine it just using a regular pickaxe and no need for the haste effect. The only reason I have a haste effect right now is because I was looking for fossils in the stone. Cellbell, you hold down shift and you double click. is how you move a bunch of stacks of everything in one go. Like, it moves all of the same type of material. So if you've got a ton of sand in your inventory, you just hold shift and you double click. Like this. Hold shift, double click. Or sometimes you have to have a stack of something else in your hand already, because then you go like that. It's easier if you pick up an item first, because then the game doesn't think you're trying to pick up the item that you're trying to move. I need more shulker boxes. Whenever you use F3, your POV becomes cinematic. Did you bind the cinematic camera to F3? Most people bind it to F8. It doesn't have a default keybind anymore. Why are people talking about accents? Let me scroll up. I missed something Spage Fiend said. Hampshire born and bred and he sounds Sussex to me. Yeah, I don't sound particularly like I'm from anywhere. Like, my accent is pretty neutral as far as British goes. I don't really have, like, the rural quality to my accent that Hampshire folks are used to. It gets a little bit towards Devonshire in the West Country. I am just posh, yeah, basically. Am I going to do something special for the 1-year anniversary of Survival Guide? Probably not. Although it depends if episode 200 happens around the same time, but I don't think it will, because we're in July already, and that's 2 weeks away, realistically. And episode 200 is going to be more like 4 weeks away. So yeah, probably not. Like, it'll probably pass me by, and I'll just be worried about putting out an episode in the first place. I'm slightly worried about episode 202. Because I'll need to do 202 questions. That's going to be a lot of editing. But hey, I'm full-time now, so what else am I going to do? Yeah, Skull Daisy, I saw that. That's really cool that you share a birthday with the Survival Guide. That's pretty fun. I share a birthday with Minecraft, so I feel like we are kindred spirits in that respect. Yeah, Etho already did the 404 episode Not Found, so I feel like I would probably be stealing that concept from him. Although I haven't watched his episode 404, I don't know what he did with it. Be funny if we just skipped episode 403 and went straight to 405. One of the things I've wanted to do for a while, actually, is do a week where I only release 3 videos instead of 5, just so we can start the week on, like, say, like, episode 101, and it ends with 105, and then the next episode is, like, the next week is 106 to 110. Like, the fact that I started doing 5 episodes a week on a day that meant that it was never going to be, like, the week ends on the 5 and the 0, just, like, frustrates me now. in that weird kind of, like, it would be nice and neat if it did that, but I don't actually stress out about that stuff too much. Does full-time mean episodes on the weekends? Absolutely not. Full-time means I have more free time to spend with my wife. No, the concept of me being full-time is basically just this is my only job. Like, it's not a declaration that I'm going to be producing more content. Like, I have the option to if I want to now, because I am not spending 20 hours a week working for somebody else. But I don't expect I will actually increase my content output unless I have some special, like, bonus videos to do. I would like to get back into making one-chunk tutorial videos now that Replay Mod is out for 1.14, though, so maybe we'll do one of those every now and again on the weekends, but... Excuse me, I shot an arrow at you. Okay. Minecraft is having a moment here. So I am going to leave. Get away. Ah! Oh, we made it. Yes, good. Love how much he thinks about his wife. Yeah, that happens when you're married. The thing about doing daily videos, like doing videos 7 days a week, or having multiple videos out in a single day, is that that takes a lot of time with the type of videos that I like to make. And I am definitely not one of those people who puts, like, huge amounts of effort into my videos. Like, the folks on Hermitcraft or BOO or whatever, they'll put, like, 10, 15, even 20 hours into a single video, whereas I try and keep my time spent per video low because I know I'm producing stuff 5 days a week, whereas a lot of the folks on, say, Hermitcraft, they will make a video and just work the video until it's done and not be so beholden to a schedule. Like, I heard Mumbo talk about that the other day. That's something he's doing now, is, like, he's not sticking to a schedule. He's just making a video until it's as good as he wants it to be, which I think is an admirable thing to do. But right now, I want to keep this schedule because I feel like my schedule is doing very well for me. It's what people rely on, and it's something I'm comfortable with, ultimately. It's something I reserve the right to change in future if, for whatever reason, I don't feel like I can keep up this schedule. But for now, I'm quite happy with it. But being happy with it means I also don't want to increase it and do more. Despite not having taken the fossil apart, I've actually got myself 12 bone blocks just from the number of skeletons I was killing. Let's put the minecart in there. I think the detector rails I typically put in the redstone box. I love this track. Ryan Groves, thank you for the 100 bits. Congratulations on the Silver Play Award. No, you are an absolute legend, Ryan. Thank you so much. Oh, somebody asked why I'm not on Hermitcraft. Everybody drink! Yeah, DocM has a Twitch account. It's DocM77 Live. He streams pretty regularly from there, I think. What are we going to chop now? Sand and sandstone. That's the plan. Because if you thought we were done gathering sand, we are not. We have a lot more sand to gather. But I also want sandstone for the nether hub. I will show you how much I have done of the floor of the nether hub and how much is left to do, and you will understand why I need a lot of sandstone. Because right now, in terms of the sandstone I do have, it's like a stack and a half, basically. Like, this is currently all the sandstone I possess. You haven't got access to any of the emojis and it says you're subscribed. I don't know what's going on there. Are we playing a drinking game every time someone mentions Hermitcraft? I mean, please don't actually drink because you will probably end up injuring yourself. But, yeah, like, the joke right now is that people come in asking when I'm going to join Hermitcraft, and we have a jokey drinking game. Yeah, no, that's the other problem, is if it was actually a drinking game, then everybody would just spam the question so they could drink, and then we would probably be sending a few people to hospital. Drinking water, so it's all good. Yeah, I'm drinking tea. Like, that's the joke. How's the blaze rod farm going? I haven't done much to it since the episode yesterday. Or today. I recorded it yesterday. It came out today. But no, I've been working on whatever the concept for tomorrow's episode is and that kind of stuff. Like, I tend to move away from projects quite quickly in this series if there isn't anything else left to do a tutorial about. So we'll return to the blaze farm at some point in future and make it look pretty, but I think I'll probably do an episode in which I return to some of the farms that I haven't decorated. Like, I haven't really made the path to the Enderman farm safe yet. There are a lot of farms that I have yet to really dress up in a nice way. I need to redesign the Blaze farm overall, so... Bojack, you love the videos. They're very informative and just great content. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you watching. Like the fossil finding game, we've already won that one. Man, if we could find another fossil, though. No, I kid. I kid. Now let's quickly take a look at the coordinates. So we're negative 3217. And positive 2165. So that's like 800 blocks that way and a little bit that way. I know it was on the opposite side of this savanna biome here. Let's see where we end up. And I'm not going to dig down right now because there is a ravine underneath it. Which is not ideal, but there you go. 2165 is back this way. And 3217. Really? It's like right here. Basically. Okay. Not terrible. Right next to a river. Maybe that can deal with the lava problem in that ravine. But it's basically right underneath us there. Wow. Yeah, Maribel Jade. I rely heavily on Silk Touch pickaxes because I don't want to deal with the silverfish. How do you get easy XP? In this case, I have an Enderman farm. Am I going to make a new farm? For what? Chances are, if we've made a farm in this series, there is a way it can be made better. So we will probably do a whole variety of stuff in future. Could do with that beacon being a touch closer if we're going to be grinding down this whole platform and it's got stone in it. And the problem with mining sandstone is half of the time you look at stuff and it turns out to be sand. And so you're constantly switching back and forth between shovels and pickaxes. Is Sahara a reference to Hermitcraft? No, it's a reference to the desert. Any resemblance to Hermitcraft, living or dead, is purely coincidental. Yes, we're all about the relaxing noises here. Had a big build planned and regular ice still has the flowing texture on the sides. Oh no! Yeah, transparent blocks kind of got the short end of the stick when it comes to that aquatic update fix, didn't it? Like, glass was okay. Ice, not so much. And leaves. White leaves! This is the regular Joel Duggan rant as well. It's like, why can't they fix stuff like leaves? Why can't leaves be waterlogged? I still can't believe we skipped that thunderstorm, guys. It could all have gone so differently. Waterlogged leaves would be great. Instead, they've got the flowing water texture on the sides, and they look completely... completely airtight, somehow. How upset would I be if Mojang removed all enchantments in 1.15? I mean, it would kill the game for a lot of people, so that doesn't sound like something they would ever do. Like, they aren't in the market of taking features away. Like, altering stuff that affects emergent gameplay and player creations, like iron farms and stuff, like, that is based on mechanics that they will alter, but they have not taken that away. And stuff that is an intended feature, like enchantments, they'd never do it. Like, doesn't seem like something that would make any kind of sense. How do you pronounce Mojang? I pronounce it with the Y sound instead of a J sound because it's a Swedish company and that's the Swedish way of pronouncing it. Not that I am Swedish or anything, I just like the sound of it as Mojang, but it can be pronounced either way. Both pronunciations are valid. Like, occasionally I will switch and say Mojang, but I feel like whenever they're talking about it in, like, official press releases, or when American folks are talking about it, they say Mojang, but Mojang is actually a Swedish word. Like, it just means kind of gadget or thingy. And in Swedish it's pronounced Mojang. If you go to Google Translate, type Mojang in, switch the language to Swedish, and hit the, like, little speaker button that actually pronounces the word for you, it'll say Mojang. Probably a bit like that. Because that's how Swedish works. Like, Jens's name isn't Jens. It's funny because everyone calls him Jeb, but in Swedish that would just be like Jeb. Same in Croatian. Yeah, it's the same in a lot of languages. Like in Spanish, the J is like a huh sound, so... What am I doing? I'm gathering resources. I'm collecting sand and sandstone. So Jeb is pronounced like Yeb. I think it's actually pronounced Jeb. I think it's quite an Americanized handle. he's chosen for himself. I don't know. I don't know if anybody ever calls him, like, Jeb anyway. The people he works with probably just call him Jens. You're Swedish and you never connected Mojang to Mojang. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's called. I mean, it was specifically chosen as a name that doesn't really mean anything, but I guess it does have a meaning, technically. Saw a new OP iron farm. Good. A lot of people are going to have them. Iron farms are quite easy to build now. In Spanish, a double L is yeah, like tortilla, you know? It's fun. Like, learning stuff like that about other languages is always quite entertaining to me. The thing I love most about, not necessarily learning languages, but learning about other cultures, is learning how they make jokes about themselves. I've talked about this on a stream previously, but I watched a Spanish show called The Ministry of Time recently on Netflix. It's a very good show, and some of the jokes they make about being Spanish just really tickle me. I like when a country can poke fun at itself and its national identity. And there are lines in it like, you know, they're having to leap in at the last minute to save somebody because, like, it's a time travel show, so they're always, like, messing with historical events, or, like, historical events are being messed with, and they're the people who have to go in and clean up. And there are lines in it all the time, like, you know, well, if we weren't doing this at the last minute, we wouldn't be Spanish, or something like that. I like the idea that the Spanish national identity has that sense of itself, where it's like, yeah, we tend to do things at the last minute all the time, and, you know, we'll get the job done, but it'll be, like, down to the wire. How do I pronounce GIF? I pronounce it like GIF. I'm fine with either pronunciation as well. I'm not confrontational about it. I will be occasionally for fun, but I'm not one of those people who gets, like, super serious about it. Demands that everybody pronounces it the way I do. I'm pretty sure most people aren't either, but you can never quite tell, especially when people are just typing on the internet. Text-based communication is a lot of what we do these days, but it does leave a lot of room for misinterpretation of somebody's tone. That's why emojis are so good. Aluminium is different because we actually spell it aluminium. So, like, the British and American pronunciations are accurate based on the spelling that each country uses. Like, we actually write the extra min. Should use TNT to collect sand. I mean, it's not really worth it. It's probably not even as fast as this. Being able to instant mine stuff with efficiency tools is probably faster than exploding TNT in ways that would prevent the other TNT explosions from destroying blocks. You get 100% drop rate, but that only goes so far. If you explode one TNT at a time. Maybe it'd be more fun to watch, but... Welcome to Choppin' Tuesday. Shovel durability is fine. I'm fine if this one breaks, to be honest, because it's a backup shovel anyway. It's got, like, efficiency and unbreaking. It's not like one of my mending shovels. I have, like, 10 spare shovels that I got from End City loot and stuff like that. I know everyone hates tools breaking, but I have my main set, and I don't plan on any of those breaking, so... Most of what I'm digging up here is sandstone anyway, so I don't need the shovel except for occasional block or two. Did anybody see the Minecraft speedrun that happened at SGDQ this year? If not, I recommend going to the Games Done Quick YouTube channel and giving that a watch, because it was pretty fun. It's weird to me, as somebody who has advocated for progressing through the versions of Minecraft and, like, always updating and trying out the new features, that the speedrun still happens in 1.7.10. Like, I understand why, because it's the fastest way of doing stuff, and, like, you're technically beating Minecraft in the shortest possible time, regardless of what version of Minecraft it is. And other speed games have issues with, like, stuff getting patched out and so forth, but, yeah, the guy got some great luck. He turned up to a village and got all of the obsidian he needed to make a nether portal, I mean. Like, he got 10 obsidian in one blacksmith chest. It was nuts. The reaction to that was just crazy. I enjoyed it. We talked about it a little bit on the post-show of this week's Spawn Chunks podcast, but if people aren't a patron of the Spawn Chunks, they can't always listen to the post-show, so I thought I would recommend that here on the stream as well. Should look into Terraformacraft. I've heard of it, and I know roughly what it entails. And personally, I like the way current survival Minecraft works. I feel like Terraformacraft would be too challenging for me. Part of what I enjoy about this game is the fact that it's so sandboxy, even in survival mode. Like, the sandbox nature of the game that you have in creative is only limited in survival, really, by gravity after a certain point. Whereas the problem with Terraformacraft is it becomes too much like a survival game like Ark, where you're constantly fighting to stay alive. I'm not sure that's why I play Minecraft, you know? Alright, is that 2 boxes of sandstone now? That's not bad. Some of it is still regular sand, but... Do I play any other games? Right now I'm playing Breath of the Wild on Switch, but I don't play that stuff typically on my YouTube channel, on my streams. My whole deal is Minecraft now, basically. But I have time for recreational games, and sometimes I'll play stuff like that. Look at that, 43 durability left. We'll retire that one for now. I'll take some of this stuff back. We'll drop this off in the storage system. I'm going to take a quick break, grab myself another cup of tea. It's all going pretty well. I'm amazed we found a fossil in an hour and a half, to be honest. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, I will very quickly show you guys why I'm collecting all the sandstone, because people keep asking. Wow, that took a lot of killing. So this entire compass down here now, we've got a border around the outside that's made of stone slabs. Those are probably going to be staying. However, everything inside the compass here is going to be made of sandstone slabs. And I want it all to look like this, because that's a really nice smooth texture. And from above, if I'm looking at it from like here, I think that section looks way nicer than the grid that you see for the rest of it. So I need to gather a lot of sandstone because I have none. And I need it to fill out the entirety at the bottom of this. What channel is the speedrun you're talking about? If you go to YouTube and just search for Games Done Quick, SGDQ Summer Games Done Quick just happened, and the Minecraft speedrun should be in their most recent videos. There's a lot of other games in there, though, so you might have to go back a few videos to find it. What level is the hub at? I can't remember, actually. I think it's, like, just below 64. I think it's, like, 58-ish. I need to get rid of all the netherrack in the roof as well. I'm not not planning on keeping that, but that's going to be another Choppin' Tuesday. Yes, this is single player. All of this done in single player survival. Yeah, removing netherrack is lots of work. But hey, I have backup pickaxes too, so looking forward to that. And that's something else that, like, people are going to suggest using TNT for, and I'm going to be like, no. Because I don't want to drop TNT on the compass that I've already drawn on the floor in carpet. No, thank you. Just convert that into sandstone, I guess. And all of this... I'm going to convert the rest of this into sandstone slabs. And then we'll be able to make a decent start. Gonna need more storage, aren't I? How did we come up with the name Spawn Chunks? We were looking for something that didn't immediately just say Minecraft. Like, we didn't want to be like, the Minecraft podcast. Which is why it's like, the Spawn Chunks, a Minecraft podcast. But we wanted something that felt kind of tied to the game and felt welcoming. And the Spawn Chunks is like where you start the world. And so originally my concept for it was that like each episode was going to start with us saying like, you know, you've spawned in at the Spawn Chunks and your server mates are building a town and that kind of like, I wanted there to be a bit more of like a narrative element to the beginning of it, just to kind of introduce each episode, and it would just be like, you know, and standing in the distance working on their houses are your hosts, Pixel Riffs and Joel Duggan. And Joel vetoed that quite quickly, to his credit, I think, because it wasn't that great of an idea. But we kept the concept of it being the Spawn Chunks as, like, effectively your home. Like, we were always like, welcome to the Spawn Chunks. It's like where you do a lot of the more central stuff in your Minecraft world. It felt natural, I guess. It's also something that people don't know about casually with Minecraft, to sort of suggest that it's a more in-depth look at Minecraft. The Spawn Chunks are not necessarily something that you know about the first time you ever pick the game up. And it's a concept that has to be explained to you later. So to give the impression that it's not just a casual look at Minecraft, like we tend to go a lot more in-depth about stuff. Not that either of us are really, you know, technical experts or anything. We get by. But I like the idea that it's somewhat like... It's a bit more specific than just like... I don't know. Calling it Starter House or something, you know? Like, we want to imply that we're in a little bit deeper than that. And probably the most successful Minecraft podcast to date was one called The Shaft, which was just about Minecraft in general. The Shaft even interviewed Notch at the time and stuff. Like, they've had interviews with some pretty big names of the day. But hey, we got Grian on our show, so I guess it works out. But yeah, the stuff like that. The Shaft is like, it's a bit of an innuendo, and it's also kind of related to mine shafts and stuff like that. And we wanted to stay away from anything that was going to be along the same lines. So there you go. Sephora gifting a sub to Gibbet Gaming. Wow, Gibbet's here. I didn't notice. Sorry. Been in my own little world here. Thank you so much for gifting a sub. Gibbet, enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are one in a million. Alright, now we've made all of those sandstone slabs, I think I might take a very short break here. Gonna go and get myself another cup of tea and stretch my legs a little bit. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes' time. And I'm sorry that the doobly-doo isn't working right now, but enjoy the chat. Hey! Oh, I had a slice of gingerbread. Felt good. Feels good in my belly. My belly's not up here, by the way. I just thought I would rub in a spot that you could see. It's a weird sentence to say on a stream. Welcome back. Hope you're all well. I'm so happy we found a fossil. Oh my gosh. What is gingerbread? Put the two words together. Something tasty. You know bread, right? That, but ginger. No, it's got more sugar and stuff in it. It's like cake. Do I have green headphones or do I just not use them? I don't use them. I have my speakers on. Wondering how long the cable is on my webcam so I can show you what's going on here. Sure, let's try it. This is what I have going on. I have speakers there and there, and those are both currently on. We're good. Setup tour, there you go. We don't have any weird green screen issues? No? Okay, good. When will I build a trident farm? Eventually. I can't be any more specific than that. Like, I don't have it planned out ahead of time or anything. Anyway, I will leave these shulker boxes in here for now. I'll come back to those later. And what we're going to do is we're going to take... I don't have any shulker boxes for the sand. I think we'll just take an inventory's worth of sand over to the super smelter now. And get this stuff cooking. How do you make a trident farm? You make a giant tank in the sky above a river so that only drowned and fish spawn in there. And you hope fish don't spawn too regularly. And then you use turtle eggs, or you as a player, to lure them towards one end of a platform where you drop them into a nether portal. You gather them all in the nether, and the ones with tridents get killed. And you eventually gather enough trident-wielding drowned that one of them will drop a trident, and you just do that over and over again. It's a tedious process, but then so is a lot of stuff in this game. On Bedrock, it's easy because you just drown a zombie spawner, because Bedrock players have it easy. And drowned have a small percentage of dropping tridents regardless of whether or not they're holding one. Whereas in Java Edition, you don't have that luxury, unfortunately. Move all of this around a little bit. Got to try and keep this sort of organised. And then we can fill those up as well. Sure. That works, I guess. Am I going to do a raid farm? The plan is to do everything eventually, yes. I have 3 tridents now, though. I even have a spare backup channeling trident, so I don't need a drowned farm right away. And trident auto-killers don't work on Java, and there's like a whole bunch of stuff that you can use tridents for in other versions, which just isn't really relevant to Java. I feel like the only reason to do a trident farm is kind of one of those because we can things, and because it's useful on multiplayer servers. Or if you're clumsy like me and you occasionally lose things to charged creeper explosions. Clumsy is perhaps not the right word, but... right in the tentacles. Tridents can be repaired using other tridents, or you can apply mending enchantments to them. They don't have any, like, base materials, though. Like, you can't craft them, so it's not like you can repair them with a diamond or iron or anything. So yeah, the plan now is just to get more sand, which is dead easy, so... Let's level this desert some more. Zloy XP actually has the Ghast Scream as his, tip alert sound effect. Oh. Dance of the Sand Blocks. How am I only level 49 with this much stuff? I should be in the thousands. I died on a recent stream just by... There's a bug where if you fall wearing a Elytra, and if you're gliding with a Elytra, sometimes it registers it as you've just taken as much full damage as the height you dropped from. Which everybody in the chat was telling me at the time was what killed Filza most recently. But, yeah, I had maybe like 80-something levels at that point, but I don't farm XP just to have it. And you spend XP on repairs and enchanting and that kind of stuff, and so typically if I get a certain amount of XP, I don't like challenge myself to get to level 1000, because that just involves AFKing at an XP farm with an auto-clicker running or something. Oh, there is a small ravine there. I don't know Good Times with Scar personally, but yeah, I'm aware of who he is. Jackie Boy, only mods are allowed to post links, which is probably why you're unable to post a clip in the chat. Oh, there is a thing. You're right. Better? I think so. Cool. Thanks for that. Do I have any pets? No, I don't. I wish I had some cats, because we used to have cats, but they passed away a couple of years ago. Jome, hello. We are gathering resources today, working on getting some sand and sandstone for future builds and nether hub construction. So you have god armor. Yes, I do. Not that it really matters all that much. I find it really funny that we got stacking protections for a little while, and as soon as those got taken away, everybody acted like it was the end of the world. I know it sucks that stuff gets taken away. I was talking earlier about how they don't like to take features away. It's just... It's weird that that was considered a bug when it was marked as working as intended for a while. But, yeah, everyone acts like without stacking protections, we are somehow, like, incredibly vulnerable again. I'm like, guys, protection 4 armor was fine for me for the longest time. I don't know why everyone's so, like, attached to the idea of gold armor. Do I prefer YouTube or Twitter? I mean, they're two very different platforms. But, you know, I made my career on YouTube, so... Unless that was an autocorrect and you meant to say Twitch. Because if you meant to say Twitch, again, they are very different platforms. But once again, YouTube is kind of my main thing. Like, anything I do on Twitch is typically, it's behind-the-scenes work for the stuff I do on YouTube. So I feel like YouTube is always going to be my main deal, but I enjoy being on Twitch a lot. And I don't think I would live stream on YouTube because YouTube live streaming is kind of terrible in my opinion. I think we might need to go and raid an end city at some point. I need more shulker boxes. I've used so many of them just to store netherrack at this stage. What's bad about YouTube live streaming? Their moderation tools are kind of terrible. And in terms of like the playbook, they haven't really done anything that Twitch hasn't already done. Like, I feel like the cool thing about Twitch and Mixer is that they are both platforms on which streaming culture has evolved, and they both continue to kind of innovate, and then YouTube is just coming in and doing effectively what Instagram did with Snapchat, and, like, Snapchat has, you know, a gimmick, a feature that it relies upon, and then Instagram is just like, hey, we'll integrate that into Instagram and call it Instagram Stories, and then everybody uses Instagram already, so they ditch Snapchat almost entirely. And that's kind of the same deal with YouTube live streaming. It's an attempt to make YouTube a single destination for things which ultimately it isn't as good at as platforms like Twitch are. They're trying to do too much, and as a result, they spread themselves too thin. At least that's my perception of things. Okariku, hello, welcome along. Stopping by just to say hi. Good to see you. It's a rabbit over there just like sneaking in. This is regular survival. I couldn't play hardcore. I like my world too much. And at this point, I'm making a tutorial series for YouTube. That's the purpose of this world, so doing any of this in hardcore would be kind of a... just hit the spacebar with my mug. Doing any of this in hardcore would kind of be a problem for the series, because if I died, then I'd have to reset from the beginning, and making an ongoing tutorial series is not really particularly convenient if you die every now and again and have to delete your world. How long does it take me to make a video? Depends on the video. Because, yeah, like yesterday's Blaze Farm video took me a few hours because I had to mess around with my Blaze Farm, and that's always a nightmare because blazes are everywhere shooting fire at you. And I could have lit the spawners up better, and I just didn't feel like putting the effort in. But then also matching portals and figuring out a way to move the blazes around and stuff. That takes a while. But occasionally there's some other stuff that doesn't take as long. And then there will be some occasions on which I, for example, do a time-lapse build that takes me a couple of hours. That kind of thing. Depends on the content of the video. What do I think of Stadia? Interesting question. I like that. I think it's a good idea in theory, but I prefer to own games instead of playing them remotely on other people's equipment. And, like, we live in a digital age where people don't really own all of the stuff that they consume anymore, which is weird. I love services like Netflix for, like, one-time watching of shows and movies and that kind of stuff, but if there is something that I want to watch over and over again, I would still much rather buy it on physical media, because that kind of guarantees it's never going to go away, whereas the Netflix catalog changes super regularly. That's maybe a bad example, but, like, with stuff like Amazon, with Amazon's, like, Kindle services for ebooks, they can just remove books from that service, and then even if you've paid for it, you no longer have access to it. Same with Minecraft Story Mode, that recently got kind of decommissioned after Telltale Games went out of business. People have paid to be able to play Minecraft Story Mode, and they can't download it anymore. And so the concept of playing games remotely and not really owning the game even though you've paid for it feels weird to me. And Stadia as a service isn't just like you pay a fee, like a subscription, and you can play all the games on the service. You still buy the games, you just pay to play it on somebody else's hardware. And that feels weird to me. I don't know why, it just feels very strange. Minecraft Story Mode won't have a Season 3 now because Telltale Games shut down, so unfortunately that's just not going to happen. Am I planning on doing a world tour? Potentially at some point, Jackie Boy, yes. Oh, somebody asked if I'm joining Hermitcraft. Everybody drink. Welcome along, Maris. Yeah, the form letter response to am I joining Hermitcraft is no, I need to be invited, and I don't know if I would accept if I was invited. Technically, I don't own Minecraft either. Exactly, and that's the worrying thing. Like, this is digital software. Like, there would be a point at which I could not play it. It almost makes me want to buy a physical copy of Minecraft on, like, the Xbox or something. On Xbox One, because then at least I own a physical version of Minecraft. I own the Minecraft soundtrack, that's about it. How to use the cup emoji? That's a thing that's only for my subscribers, so you have to be subscribed to do that. Why wouldn't I accept to join Hermitcraft? Because right now I make 5 days a week I make videos for the Minecraft Survival Guide, which is, as far as I'm concerned, a very successful series and one that I want to continue for as long as possible, but all of my time and effort goes into making this series. And if I had to split my time and effort between a series that I know is going to be successful and then Hermitcraft, which could potentially be very successful, but as we've seen from the example of, like, this is not a knock on the creators themselves, but think of folks like TFC and Joe Hills. Being on Hermitcraft is not a guarantee of success. It's not a guarantee that you can just quit everything and do this as your full-time job, which is something that I've just done, but on the success of something that I've built myself. And also, like, you know, there is no guarantee that once you're on Hermitcraft, you've just got it made forever. And also, splitting your time between 2 vanilla survival series is very difficult. But I want to keep the Minecraft Survival Guide going because that's just where I've brought in all of this audience now, you know? And some people might not want to watch Hermitcraft. And, like, there's people in the chat asking what Hermitcraft is, even, like, they haven't heard of it. Hermitcraft is possibly the most successful Minecraft content creator multiplayer server. And I say possibly because there are other content creators who have, like, potentially more subscribers and stuff, and they all play together. But Hermitcraft has been going for 7 years now, and has a lot of people who are, like, household names as far as Minecraft is concerned. As far as, like, doing very in-depth endgame vanilla survival, exploiting game mechanics, having fun with that kind of stuff. And ultimately, they're a group of entertainers. Like, they're not out to do the most efficient thing ever. They're not like Psycraft, where it's about, like, exploring the boundaries of the game. They're a group of entertainers. And, yeah, like, I don't know if I want to be part of that group. Someone needs to bring Telltale back to life. Well, people should have thought of that a little while ago and actually bought their games. Because people don't just bring Telltale back to life. Like, you gotta think about sales. It's a business. Do you know how long it takes for villagers to forget? I don't know. Check the Minecraft wiki. I have been part of a multiplayer world. I was part of the decidedly vanilla server, which was basically, yeah, 5 years worth of content creators making stuff. And we were never exactly as high profile as Hermitcraft, obviously. And Nobody on the server was a full-time creator. We were all doing it part-time. Whereas a lot of people in Hermitcraft are now at the point where they've been able to do Minecraft like as their jobs. I think I'm actually going to do some stuff in the Nether Hub. Either that or raid an End City. What do we think? What do we want to do? Other Fire Angel, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Sorry the overlay is not working today. Streamlabs is being a butt. And Spinsterly with the resub. Thank you so much for the 2 months. Oh my gosh, the resubs are coming in hot. Liara as well. Thank you so much for the 10 months of support. Our Twitch baby is a month old already. They grow up so fast. What do we think? Do we think End City? Or do we think Nether Hub? Do I have any hobbies other than Minecraft? I mean, I play Switch games, I cycle, I like to eat pizza and watch Netflix with my wife. People are saying End City. Do some shulker chopping. Alright, I would probably... Should we change the stream title or should we leave it? I think we'll leave it. Got a reasonable amount of... rockets. I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Yes, she's back from the US. Today she's out at a concert in London, though. What's my favourite Switch game? I've been playing Breath of the Wild, and I also play a bit of Tetris 99. Pizza and Netflix is the best hobby anagram. Get on board. Do I like Pokemon? I have not played a Pokemon game since Gen 1, but I will probably pick up Sword and Shield, and yeah, I quite like them as far as concepts for games go. I was watching, again with the speedruns, I was watching the SGDQ speedrun of Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I kind of want to buy that game now. Like, it's silly, and I didn't really like the concept of it being like a combination of the Pokemon Go catch style and regular kind of trainer battles, but it does look like a fun game. Do I play FIFA? No, I don't really play sports games. I'm not really like into sports stuff in general, except for tennis, and Wimbledon is going on right now, and I'm so excited. Skull Daisy, 200 bits, going to be listening in the background at work, but probably not much active in chat. Best of luck in the end. Hey, no worries. Don't work too hard. Alright, you need to calm down, sir. Mr. Ender. Please, Mr. Ender is my father. I mean, thanks for the eyes, I guess. Well, my mod... Let me try that again. What am I modelling my Nether Hub to look like? It's going to be a giant compass pointing north, south, east, and west, just because you don't really know what directions those are in the Nether, so it's kind of useful to have something orienting you. Nice. Okay. Let's... Oh, hey! Have we been to this one already? I think we have. I see... Yeah, I see blocks that aren't purple at the front there. Never mind. Never mind. We've been to that one already. In that case, let's go further afield. Yeah, I actually saw part of the match where... Is her name Goff? I think something like that. Was it Coco Goff beat Venus Williams? So cool. It's always really neat when you start... You think you're starting to see somebody who's going to be like the future of sport. And like, I think players like that. I always follow some of the younger players like Alex Zverev and Denis Shapovalov. Tsitsipas, like some of those younger players who, you know, once like the current people who are at the top of their game retire, then like it's gonna be the future is gonna be dominated by certain players, and I always look out and see if I can picture who those players are gonna be in a few years' time. You know, I enjoy that a great deal. Jamie, I'm probably not going to put villagers in the castle simply because villager behavior is kind of hard to predict and it's quite difficult to keep them safe. Alright, I think I am hopefully a good distance away from anything I've explored before. Let's take a quick note of the coordinates of that end gateway. I think we should be good. It feels weird not having the overlay. I want it back. Streamlabs, give it back. Villager pathfinding is interesting. It's not even the pathfinding so much anymore. Ooh, hello. This is a very, like, single plane end city. I like that. Have we been to this one before? That's all broken out like that. There's two at the door, though. Hey, fellas. Okay, one shell. Very good. Nice, 2 shells. Good start. Safe landing. Yeah, the broken bit of the tower is natural. Like, I swear I've broken out towers like that when I've raided these cities in the past, so I always feel a little bit confused when I see that. Have no more bits to give. Please say hi to Dawn Green. Hi, Dawn Green! Hope you're having a good day, Dawn. Do I ever reset the end? No, I have not done so yet. And I understand it would be a sensible thing to do once you run out of shulkers and so forth, but now I've got some stuff built in the end. By the way, I love the new levitation icon. I think that looks really cute. Now I've built stuff in the end, I feel a little bit more apprehensive about deleting chunks from the end, because I could potentially be deleting some of the Enderville project. You need to stop that. Used to starting the raids from the top. I always go in at the front door. I don't know what it is. I feel like it's the most civilized way to approach these things. Why does this not have a ladder, by the way? I'm gonna have to try and get this guy to levitate me up. Oi! Nope, that's gonna rebound. Bad idea. So I just rocket up there. Have I watched Uno the movie all the way through? Several times, Sephora. Several times. It is one of my favorite films. Alright, where have you gone? Remember to use the doorbell. Wish these things had a doorbell. Just a note block on the inside. And yes, as you probably just saw, I know I can block shulker projectiles. I like shooting them down because it feels more swaggy, but yeah. Mumbo always sets himself on fire. Another reason I don't use a flame bow, because I would absolutely do that too. There's 2 of them here. Nice. Decent yield so far. 7. That's not bad. Not bad at all. See if we can go for number 8. It feels more swaggy. Yes. 8 shulker shells. Pretty good. Alright, that'll do. Right, let's pick an axis. that is not east, because east is going to take us back. East and south, I guess. So we're going north or west? West? People are saying west. Let's follow the Pet Shop Boys example and go west. Some people are now saying north just to be contrary. We're already going west. Accept it. The sooner you accept it, the happier you will be. Got to keep an eye out for gateways, though. I swear sometimes I don't allow enough time for the stuff around me to render in. Let's go to 24 chunks. Load up a bit more of this. It's a little bit easier to see. Looking for cities is the one time you go Quake Pro, yeah. Spirited Away is a good movie? It is a good movie. Always a little bit tense flying out over the void, but Elytra's looking good for now. Can always hole up and fight some Endermen if we need to. This is all looking fairly unexplored to me. I mean, not that I tend to leave many signs of exploration, but I get the feeling we are generating new stuff here. What do I think about Terraria? I like Terraria a lot. I don't play it all that often, but when I have played it, I have enjoyed myself. .282. Got to keep an eye on that. We're a third down so far. Oh, nice big open landmass. Shame there's no cities here. There's something very melancholy about this track, which makes it kind of perfect for flying through the end. Do 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 do. Hey, there we go. Again, not a particularly large city, but I'll take it. Oh! Spoke too soon. Twin cities. I've had a situation like this before. Oh, yep. And I've been here. I have actually been here. Look at that. You can just see the end stone that's been used to pillar out over there. Or bridge out, rather. So, nope, definitely been here before. Darn. I should do a better job of clearing these things out. Let me TNT one of them or something. Hey, Mr. Badgerseth, we found a fossil. So that's all good. I thought it was new, Paranor. I thought it was new. Fool me once, shame on me. Alright, from here then we can probably go... If we go south... I bet you this is exactly what I did last time as well. But no, I probably didn't, because I don't tend to go towards coordinates that take me back towards 0 when I explore the end, so chances are I didn't choose to go this way. Which might mean we run into something sooner rather than later. Good thing I've got a decent chunk of fireworks, though. How do you enchant your shield? In an anvil, with books. What do I benefit when I find fossils? I get episode content, is the benefit. But everybody else gets bone meal. The main reason I wanted to find one was so that I could cover them in an episode, because fossils are quite difficult to find naturally. But they're one of those things that, like, it exists in Minecraft, so I want to make an episode about it. Oh, hello. Have I been to this one before? Doesn't look like it. I'll wait until I see the dragon head spawn in on the ship. It's an entity, so it takes a while. Nope. Looks like we have not been to this one before. And before this turned out to be the one right next door to Enderville. Nope. Looks like we got a live one, boys. Do, 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 do. Well, we got 2 fossilized shulkers at the beginning. Hi! I'll take the XP. No shell from you, though. It's funny when the end city generates kind of slightly buried in the landscape, and the shulkers outside don't actually get replaced, they get displaced. Oh, you're up there, are you? Going up. First floor, shulkers. Yeah, got it. Be so good if you could, like, engage your wings here and levitate a little bit. Didn't exactly make the most graceful landing in third person, but there we go. Shulkers cannot respawn, no, so that's why people tend to reset end cities if they need more shulker shells. The fun thing about this is you can just make a staircase if you want to. It's alright if it's a little parkour puzzle, but... Now this is the room where we get jostled around a lot. I tend to like to just levitate up to the top of these. Take out one column of shulkers as I go. Ow, ow, stop it, ow, ow. That way I don't have to worry about the shulker boxes dropping onto the ledges below, and we're good. Ooh, 2 diamonds, and some decent leggings. Oh, more diamonds. Nice. And that is a pretty stacked iron pickaxe. Not that I really need any of this. The gold is nice. And we have some logs on us, so I could make a crafting table and make some shulker boxes if I want to. And I want to. Let's just make one for the time being. This can be the loot box. Put that in the ender chest the first chance we get. Does looting affect shulker drops? Yes. You still only get 1, but you get a higher chance of a shell dropping. So it's probably a good idea if I have the sword in my offhand. If I'm shooting at them with a bow. A lot of the time these shulkers will accidentally hit themselves and will just start like a turf war. Which is always pretty entertaining to watch, but does mean that they don't drop shells as often. So I'm pretty sure shells are still like a player kill item. Hey, open up. This is the police. Where's the other guy? I hear one. He's probably on the outside, isn't he? Oh, there's a guy on the bridge there. Yes, I will have the experience. Thank you. Okay, those two are the wrong way round. And that I cannot abide. Dang it. Do we see any shells? I didn't get that one on the way up somehow. Alright, Elytra just didn't engage. Good. Shell on the shelf. Hate it when that happens. Ender pearls, how do they work? Pro climbing skills. Pretty sure it's up there. Or is it just gone now? Oh. One shelf higher. No? Still no. I guess I got it. There's another tall tower there with one on the side. Just bounce an arrow off him, sure, go for it. I expect there will be a couple attached to the side of this tower now as well. But I guess we'll go this way. Hate it when they do that. I'm going for it. Of course I am. There's always a couple that have fallen down here when you fight them on the outside. Just went through your portal home from the end city place, but you spawned over the void and died? Ah. Did you go back through the gateway that you came in through in the first place? Because some of those are a bit finicky. Need to stretch here. I think I need to open my window a second. Give me 1 minute here. Yeah, there we go. Just get a little bit more fresh air into the room. Right, so what are we going to do about this place? That's why you stopped using end gateways. Probably a solid plan. Alright, let's go this way. Which is the way we went before. My favourite room in all of these end cities now is always the one that has the chest and the ender chest in it. Which this city has not had yet. The 3-tier towers that have the ender chest in are usually my my faves. Oh, there you are. You made it. Ready for the swoop? Yeah, that's right. Didn't expect me to come in through the front door. Give them the element of surprise. Okay, that's not how you make a staircase, but good job. Let me just use my shulker box to pillar up here. Great plan. Oh, another busy room. These pro strats, though. This is where piercing arrows might actually come into their own, when you think about it. Just being able to shoot directly upwards through several shulkers would be great. Bring a crossbow next time you raid an end city. See how that works out for you. Excuse me. There you go. Open up. Ooh, we got several diamond swords on the go here. Pop that there for a second. Lots of iron. A mending, unbreaking 3 helmet. Don't mind if I do. That's a good sword. And smite 3 mending. Wow, okay. Iron is not too bad. Curse of binding chest plate. Fire protection 4. Okay. Well, those two can go in the corner. Aletha Prime with 500 bits. First time catching a stream. Wanted to throw a little support your way. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. The 500 bits. Sharing those pride emotes to folks in the chat as well. Thank you, Aletha. I appreciate you very much. Ow. Just going to float over here and deal with this last one. And then drop down here, I guess. That's 1, 2. Do we see any more? Oh, there's one over there. Let's parkour around the room using a water bucket. Play of the game. You know what does Curse of Vanishing does? What does Binding? Curse of Binding basically permanently attaches a piece of armor to you, so the only way to get it off is if you die or if the armor durability wears out. If you have Binding and Mending on something, it's a nightmare because you basically have to die. And in hardcore, that's obviously like a death sentence for your world as well, so... Obviously, I'm not playing hardcore, I just bring it up because a lot of people are into playing hardcore these days, so... Just a heads up if that's your jam. I once was taking on that challenge Dinnerbone set of doing How Did We Get Here in hardcore mode. This was back when it was Minecraft 1.10, 11, whenever the advancement was introduced anyway. And I made it all the way to an end city, got some elytra, and accidentally put on a Curse of Binding chest plate. And it was in hardcore, so I couldn't take it off. Otherwise, I'd have had to wear out the armor or die. So I just couldn't use the elytra that I'd got. I was so gutted. It was such a rookie mistake. Hey, fellas. Bows are OP. I never quite know how to deal with this guy. He's always on the outside. He always teleports. That's not fair. You can't fire a bullet if you're not open. There you go. Didn't even drop a shell either. What a stingy dude. Stingy dude. DJ Usa. Or possibly Juicer. Thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Enjoy your emotes. Welcome to the Pixels. You are 1 in a million. And I appreciate the support. That guy at least played ball. You put Curse of Binding armor on your friend when he's AFK. Yeah, the Curse of Binding pumpkin is a pro strat. Unbreaking 3 iron helmets, not interested. 2 iron swords, also not interested. I'll pick them up anyway though, apparently. Don't have flint and steel on me, that's why. Do 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 do. I have so many elytra at this point. It's good because eventually I might need them, but in the meantime it feels kind of silly having that many. Now that's kind of silly as well, because if I end up coming back here, let's put some torches up there to prove I've been there before. Not grabbing the grindstone XP. I don't need XP from grindstones. I've got an XP farm. I can just go and kill some endermen. Levels mean very little to me at this point. Where shall we go to next? Because we've done that tower, we've done the central one there. 3-tier rooms I think are probably going to be the best. This one doesn't even have the freaking ender chest. Some of them don't, and that always annoys me. Why even have one of these rooms if it doesn't have an ender chest? All right. Now, oh, I'm so slow. No momentum. Momentum, no momentum. Is there another shulker behind this guy? There is. What's he doing there? The backup guy. Didn't look like he dropped a shell, so that's okay. They were roommates. My hit new sitcom, Shulkers. Seriously, how many hits does this guy... Thank you. I rely on this levitation effect to help me up the end cities so much. Like, I will willingly get hit by shulkers if it means I can kill them faster. Right, that's 6 more shulker boxes we've now yoinked. Taking our total to 27. Not bad, but not great either, necessarily. Where have we not been yet? I think the tower on the opposite side of this. We haven't been over there yet. Okay, that guy opened up as he died. Interesting animation. How many inventory slots do you have? 27? 36 if you count the hotbar. Well, 37 if you count the offhand as well. But like here, 27, yeah. Chests have 27 too. Enderman noises. Weird. Stealing ladders from end ships in order to climb these towers. The plays. Nope, just XP. I'll take the XP. Might repair the elytra. But it looks like that's it. 40 if you count the armor slots. And potentially 100,000 if you count ender chests and shulker boxes. I mean, in terms of inventory slots, that's not the case, but like, in terms of potential for storing items. It's in the hundreds of thousands. That guy's going to stay there. Don't want to bother with him. There's one more tower over there. Is there any still in here, or is this the... This is the top tower, right? Yeah, we've been here. Hey, Northie. Today we are searching for shulker boxes because I was collecting sand and I ran out of shulker boxes in which to store them. So we're raiding an end city. Which somehow I've never found before. And somehow we've wandered into the middle of two shulkers attacking each other. Which is always my favourite thing. Because it means one-shot kills most of the time. Just one guy left at the top of there, which I guess I will get to from the outside. Alright, fine. Yep, he dropped one. I don't tend to prune chunks because I feel like that removes some of the challenge, and also because I've got sections of the end that I've actually built stuff in. But I'm also only on a single-player world, so I think pruning chunks is something that is much more of a consideration for multiplayer worlds, because there are tons of people playing on the server at once, all of whom probably need shulker boxes. There's a gateway right over there. But I think we've cleared this place out now. Yeah, I think we're good. So I'm going to head home. Yeah, on multiplayer servers, it's much more important. On single-player servers, you can basically get away with just exploring more. Unless you want millions of shulker boxes. But right now, I'm at a stage where I don't. Only data pack I have installed is anti-Enderman griefing, and I only did that for demonstration purposes in an episode, really. Well, that didn't work, did it? I was trying to go in the gateway. There we go. Hey-oh. For a second there, I thought I was going to fall into the void. Just didn't really want to load that. Let's turn the render distance back down, just for overworld reasons. Yeah, 15 boxes is not bad. I have tons of shulker boxes that I could recover from my storage system, but they're just full of netherrack and stuff, and I just don't have any use for the netherrack right now. But if you want to see where all of my shulker boxes have gone, it's basically all in here. Like this amount of shulker boxes. But yeah, I need them for other stuff. So let's review the loot we just got, because that's a pretty decent end raid. 8 diamonds, 13 gold, some decent-ish armor and swords. That sword in particular is a very good find. Sharpness 5 on breaking 3 and looting 3 is very good. Let's put the elytra in here, because I've been storing that stuff. Diamonds go in there. Quite a nice pickaxe as well, frankly. Hello MC Hount, welcome to the stream. This is a single player world that I've had since last year, so not a server. Swords in here, got lots of swords. That one in particular though, I will keep that one in reserve in case we need it. Unbreaking 3 shovel can go in there as well. I could probably combine that with one of the efficiency 4 shovels I have over at the desert right now. mending on breaking 3, protection 4. We've got a few potential combines there as well. Fire protection leggings, I guess. I really need to expand the chests over here, so why don't we do that while I've got the chests on me. Probably got a couple in here as well. Thank you for the interest, MC Hound, but I am not looking for people to play with right now. This world is part of a YouTube series I do where I make tutorials for Minecraft, and typically I don't tend to play multiplayer all that much, except with occasionally with a trusted group of friends. So I don't tend to play Minecraft with folks just who pop into my chat. Thanks for stopping by today, though. Do you often get multiple items with the same enchants from the chest in end cities? Yeah, it's actually a quirk of the way some of that stuff generates. Oh gosh, we need more dark oak wood. Yeah, it's a quirk of the way some of those cities generate is, I think, potentially fixed now, but some of them would generate the same loot. The algorithm that spawns stuff can be kind of, if not tricked, then at least it's not as smart as it first appears, I think. For a second I thought there was a creeper standing here. I don't know why. I just thought there was a creeper standing there. Just like corner of my eye kind of stuff, you know? Northy, appreciate that, but I don't tend to do challenges on streams, and frankly, when people say, like, will you do this? I'm going to donate money, typically that means that they're not going to. Sorry, it's just a streamer paranoia thing. It's one of those things where people say they're going to do something and then they don't do it. Like, if you want to tip the stream, then tip the stream. But I don't tend to take challenges from the chat when I've got other stuff in mind to do. Nothing personal. Voice is too good, thanks. I feel like it has changed a lot over the course of me, like, building my YouTube channel and stuff. I kind of have a bit more of a radio voice than I used to at this point. So what am I going to do with all of these now? now that I've got them? I think what I might do, actually, I used to have an anvil in this space here. I think I might just create a chest for shulker boxes, because typically what I have in here in my ender chest is a bunch of colored shulker boxes for various things, and a set of empty shulker boxes that are just the blank purple ones. And I've got the dragon egg and the wither skull in there for some reason. And then I've also got a beacon in there typically as well. Thought you saw diamonds when it was andesite. Andesite was like that in the old textures. I don't get it as much now, but andesite used to have like more of a blue tone to it that always made me think out of the corner of my eye it was diamonds. I don't think it really does that anymore. But it was kind of like that. Gonna put end rods in there. I can't remember where I put them. Fill them with sand. That's probably going to be the idea, yes. These ones in particular. Except that one, because it's got bookshelves in it for some reason. But yeah, we're going to go back to the desert. We're going to mine some more sand, because I took so many shovels over there. I like the new andesite too. I don't know if it's better than the old texture, but I don't dislike it now. I didn't dislike it before, but you know what I mean. That is a lot of bookshelves. I tore out the libraries from several woodland mansions and 2 strongholds, I think. Or maybe just the 1 stronghold, but it had 2 libraries. My favourite Minecraft track is probably Haunt Muskie, which I recently learned is an anagram of Hatsune Miku. Sephora, how many animals do you have? I feel like there's There's always a lot of stuff like the birds, the rats, the cats. They've all come to watch you stream. That is the stronghold. I just automatically go for the stronghold portal now when I'm being absent-minded, and I can't remember where I'm traveling in the nether. But I want to go down here to the desert portal. How many hours do I play? On streams, I typically go for 3 or 4 hours minimum. It can be more. Sometimes it's a little less. In terms of how long I've played in this world, it's over 700 hours now. I think probably 750. It's just one animal and it's a shapeshifter. Beacons in the sun. Let's see. Time played. Where are you today? This list randomizes its order, which is always very strange to me. But time played is... There you go, 33.15 days. Multiply that by 24 hours, and you will get the number of hours we've played. Liara, people keep asking me if I'm going to do stuff for, like, my 200th episode or the first anniversary of the survival guide or now 1,000 hours, and I'm like, I have such a hard time keeping track of milestones like that anyway, but asking me to plan stuff for them as well is just, I don't know, like, I don't know if I've got any concepts that would work very well for episodes like that. This is what a 1,000-hour world looks like, tour. This is what a 1-year world looks like, tour, you know, like, I can pull stuff like that out of the air if I need to, but there are so many different milestones that people find significant that I'm like, I don't know if I have concepts for all of these. Kiddie pool, cheesy puffs. When am I going to reset my world? I don't know if I ever will. I intend on keeping this world for as long as I possibly can. Like, even if I end up doing kind of like a season 2 of the YouTube series, I will probably just go several thousand blocks out and start a new project somewhere else. In fact, I think season 2 is probably going to be when I build the museum. And it's going to be a very different project, because it's going to involve a lot of building. And so I'm not certain if people are going to, like, maybe tune out at that point if I've got less tutorial content and more building content, because people don't tend to watch building stuff typically when I do it. I say they don't tend to watch, like, people will watch stuff, but the tutorials that involve farms and technical Minecraft tend to pull in a lot more views. Will I do the Harmony series again? I would like to at some point, yeah, but both Python and I are having a lot of fun with our vanilla series right now. Python's even doing a hardcore series as well, because everyone seems to be into hardcore right now, so I think he's got a lot on his plate with that stuff. And we've talked about revisiting Harmony as a concept at some point and doing a second mod pack for it, but yeah, it really depends on what we have the time to do and what's going to be interesting for viewers. Yeah, it's funny how that clip of Phil's goes viral and suddenly everyone's like, I'm starting a hardcore series. And a lot of people have made no secret of the fact that it is inspired by that, you know? R.I.P. Chicken. There's just like a bit of a Minecraft renaissance going on right now anyway, so any alternative ways to play Minecraft seem to be coming out of the woodwork. I'm with you, Sephora. Hardcore is too stressful for me as well. I just don't like the idea of losing everything that I've done. I like having progress. I think Minecraft is becoming popular again. It's certainly having a bit of a resurgence. But then again, I don't know if resurgence is really the right word, because I don't know if... Like, I don't know what it was really like at the height of its popularity before. I don't know if anybody can really explain precisely when that was. And everybody points to Fortnite as the game that sort of maybe absorbed a bit more of Minecraft's player base, but I think Minecraft in general has always been sticking around. I think there are just more people interested in it now than there ever have been. I don't think it ever really went away. I think it, you know, it can't have a comeback if it was already here. Insert LL Cool J rap here, but like, I really think that was it. Like the word Renaissance to describe it better. If it's a Renaissance, does that mean everyone stops building medieval now? Jokes. Want some Renaissance architecture. Also, it just got real dull, like immediately. The sun went behind a massive cloud. Is it gonna get stormy here? I need to check the weather. Doesn't look like it's gonna be stormy. I mean, sure. I'll believe it. I think Minecraft will be remembered as one of those games that formed everyone's childhood. I mean, I expect so. I personally think of it as a game that's formed quite a reasonable portion of my adulthood as well. Yeah, I think the recent updates have sort of nailed it. It's funny because there were so many issues with both of them, performance-wise, but the content is just really great. I think it's also bringing people back who used to play Minecraft, and then they see a picture of an ocean now, and they're like, that's Minecraft? Like, that's not modded or anything? I think that's the really interesting thing for me, is the amount of people who, even in, like, my Woodland Mansion episode, they were like, is this modded Minecraft? I'm like, Woodland Mansions are just such a vanilla thing for me at this stage. You still weren't done with 1.13 when 1.14 came out. No, exactly. And I think they've found a bit of a rhythm with that stuff now. Update rhythm. Because before, updates used to take ages to come out, but they were quite substantial, and then for a while, they had almost like micro updates. Like 1.10, 1.11, they really didn't have a huge amount of extra stuff, whereas now it feels like we're getting a very good balance of the two. We're getting substantial content updates on a sort of regular basis. Like, it's like every year there's a new update. Stuff gets announced at Minecon, it comes out the following spring, summer. Like, that feels pretty good, you know? Bedrock helped with the update rhythm. No, that sounds accurate, I think, Pepin, yeah. I do think they feel like they have a bit of an update schedule to keep, and I expect the acquisition by Microsoft made stuff a little bit rocky to begin with, because they were still ironing out what exactly that meant. And now it's settled into a rhythm, and it's a rhythm that is keeping Minecraft relevant. I think that's very, very positive for the health of the game in general. And Doc M talks about this on Twitter a lot, and he's got some really interesting insights into it, because he was, I think, part of the original heyday of Minecraft with the Minecraft server and everything. And he's seen this happen before, and the fact that he is convinced that Minecraft's reputation at this point is rock solid, and the fact that we're seeing a resurgence is just like a natural thing is quite encouraging for me, you know? As somebody who has freshly become a full-time Minecraft content creator, it's good to see everybody who was part of it from the early days go, yeah, no, this is real good. That makes me happy. One lesson they learned with the Microsoft acquisition is not to push an update if it's not ready like they used to. Well, I think a lot of the criticism about 1.14 would say otherwise, because I feel like features is one thing, I feel like performance is another, I feel like bugs and so forth, they still have a lot of progress to make in terms of what readiness constitutes. Like feature completion, sure. But in terms of testing and so forth, yeah, there's still a little bit of work to be done in that field. But is Minecraft my favorite game? Absolutely. At this stage, yeah. Thanks, Pepin. Yeah, it's been really strange, the transition, and kind of coming to the point where I can convince myself that this is my job now, because it still seems so absurd, but it's very much a thing. Still waiting for 1.14.4 before updating. That's the thing. I feel like eventually there's going to be an update that the whole... I'm going to turn my lights on weirdly. It's like 6:30. It's not even dark, but for whatever reason, it's just the light is real dull right now, so bear with me. Just to balance things a little bit here. But yeah, I feel like there is a version that people are going to stick to as, like, this is the version. Like people did with 1.7.10 and modding. Although I know that was probably because of, like, code reasons rather than perhaps performance reasons. But I think each version has, like... Each update has a version, like a decimal point version, that's the version that people are going to stick to. I mean, typically it's just the last one they release, right? But it's like 1.12.2 or anything like that. Pickaxe is getting pretty low, Adzu. It's fine. I will probably head to the Ender and mend these things now. Because we've got, basically, if I condense some of the stuff in this chest down to shulker boxes, we've got almost 3 full boxes of sand or sandstone. 2.5. Yeah, about that. So we'll drop this stuff off back at home. And I think we'll probably wrap up after that. Been 3.5 hours. We'll find somebody to raid. But I need to continue recording the episode about fossils because we found one. I don't want to just like stream all night and then realize I have no video prep for tomorrow. So that's going to be fun. Also have to pick my wife up from the station a little bit later. So I've got to make sure I am all done before that happens. Joel just started up? Okay, good. We can probably raid Joel then. People like to blame Microsoft for pushing 1.14 for the 10-year anniversary. Do you think it's valid? I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I blame Microsoft for it. Like, that does still feel like it's a decision that has been made unanimously internally. I don't think... I expect there's probably some pressure coming from up high, but that's also pressure that the team puts on themselves. Yep, still lots of iron golems over there. For a second, I panicked that there was a zombie there, and I was like, oh wait, no, he's meant to be there. Is there only one villager in there now, or are the others just in beds? Are they just not rendering? I think there are still 3 villagers in there. I can't tell. It's very confusing. You? Bad. Alright. I think that's going to be it. I think we're going to wrap up there. Sorry that the Streamlabs stuff has just not been active at all this stream, but thankfully all of the alerts were still okay, so that's good. If Joel is streaming, we are going to raid Joel. Joel is my co-host on the Spawn Chunks podcast. Oh, it looks like he is streaming some art right now. This may be a look at my upcoming sub badges, or it might be some other stuff for other people. But Joel has literally just started his stream, so yeah, I guess we'll drop you guys off with him. So yeah, this is Joel Duggan. He is streaming some art, so if you're interested in like more Minecraft gameplay and stuff, feel free to click away and find your favorite Minecraft streamer. But Joel is going to be working on the sub badges for my channel, so some stuff you might be seeing popping up on here, hopefully in the next week or two. And don't forget you can use your Pixel Hype emotes and the hashtag PixelRay to show some love over on Joel's stream. Enjoy yourselves. I'll be back on Thursday with a little bit more Minecraft action for you guys. Until then, take care. Bye for now.